Cool.
Yeah. And then now what?
I guess now we just gradually, very awkwardly transition into season 3, episode 1.
Back to 5 minutes of intro music.
Oh, no, it didn't work. Now the mics aren't gonna work again.
No, we're good.
What did you? Oh, you okay? You didn't. Okay.
I didn't do intro music. I could do.
No, we don't. No, we did intro music already.
Yeah,
we don't need to. There's one person in here. We don't need him to listen to more fucking music.
Correct. There's me, you,
and
Chris.
Christopher.
Pretend like the music played, Chris. I should just get just a snippet, because now
the
it's
last
awkward.
8 seconds
Yeah.
of the audio.
Just after the build up.
Said Drop Bear has to win.
Okay.
I
like
mean,
it.
if it was based on community votes, I think it would. The community really, it would be between that and Bob. If it was between explicitly community votes, it would be either Bob Lazar or the Nicaraguan tree bear. Just because, for whatever reason, the community fucking loved the tree bear.
Why do people like the tree bear so much? It was a really crappy cryptid that I thought I made up, which was actually a real thing.
Funny shit. All right. I mean, I suppose we just roll in and just start doing the episode at this point, huh?
Yeah, welcome to season 3.
Oh yeah,
wow,
look, we
started.
Cool. It did start.
Oh
Fantastic.
wow, what a year 2020, season
It's the
3
year of
is-
hindsight, man. So every episode
Exactly.
is gonna be like, wow, we missed this glaring thing last time, and I
imagine?
can't believe we forgot the information.
We
that
just
was
do
this
the
pertinent.
exact same podcast we did last year, but better.
Oh shit! So revisit everything that we have already done. That would have been a cool idea.
Even less work. We'll just replay the episode, and then we'll just dub ourselves in.
At the end, reacting. We're gonna do
Nope.
reaction
Yeah.
videos to our own podcast where we listen to the first episodes and we're like, "Wow, this is fucking stupid. Why did we
Bro,
decide to
we
make a
are
podcast?"
idiots.
Yeah.
I mean, I ask myself that every time I go to edit this podcast. I'm like, wow,
Why the fuck do we do this?
people
And
actually
then the
listen to
download
this
numbers come in,
shit.
and I'm like, people still listen to this? Why?
Really? You don't say.
Ashley wanted us to talk about what we're drinking briefly. It's more mead that I made.
Yes, Jacob bought it in this fancy ass
I have a
thing.
pressurized growler now.
It's delightful. It tastes like wine.
It tastes like real stuff. I'm pretty proud right now. I gotta say, I did a
Do you
thing,
have
guys.
approximate alcohol?
Right around 10%.
That's pretty good. It tastes phenomenal.
I'm actually quite pleased with the taste.
It tastes like real wine. Like, yes,
I mean, thank you.
great job. I don't know what the fuck you're doing to this stuff, but
This
It
one's just been
tastes
sitting. I
delightful.
think that's the biggest thing is everything that you've tried before was like, it was really really like young. It was still not.
this
Like, you know how you like age wine and
Yeah.
stuff? Like this has been sitting around in the fridge for months now. Like a couple of months it's just been sitting. It's been filtered a couple of times. Like
yeah, it definitely. If it tastes more refined, like the flavor is still about the same. Maybe a little bit less. I don't know. It's
I'm already
It's
a little
good.
drunk. I gotta say, this
It's
is my
good.
4th glass. We've been sitting around for a little bit.
you see my cheeks start to get rosy red. It's because of the light over here. The
The
red.
heat light, not the alcohol. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I guess if we're getting into it today, we're talking about the Yeti.
The Yeti.
We decided last night that we're gonna try and
Bust out
bite
a-
off like one of the biggest podcasts that we've ever tried to do, and
I apologize.
stayed up all night researching. So let's get it.
Yeah. The Yeti, also known as the abominable snowman.
Yes.
Meta.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw in one place Kang Admi.
Yeah, there's a couple other variants that I think will get discussed briefly later, but I mean, anybody who's gonna listen to it is gonna understand that, like, you know what the fucking Yeti is, right? Like,
Hopefully.
my description is like nothing. The appearance, I'm like, yeah, it's like an ape-like thing. It's a bipedal hominid, usually described as being about 8 feet tall, sometimes up to 15 feet. Believed to be nocturnal. That was the only thing that I like.
I had in my notes, Yeti is to Bigfoot as polar bear is to brown bear. Like, essentially the same thing, but
so it's like the same genus, but not the same
regional.
species.
Yeah.
Like
it's
a
more
regional variant of. Okay, so it's. See, but you say Bigfoot, but in most of my research, the footprints didn't appear to be very big.
Really?
In a lot of, do you have?
I've got
evidence
some large
otherwise?
feet.
I mean, 10 inches I saw in some places, 12 inches, but like I'm pretty sure my feet are that size.
Okay, maybe.
I'm kind of a big dude, but also aren't like if you. I have this in my notes somewhere specifically to talk about, but if you put your foot in the snow, like if you
Yes.
measure your foot,
Yep.
then put your foot in the snow and measure the print that your foot made, is the print bigger than your foot? I assume it would be because
Yes.
it's like melting off from the heat around that and then would continue to melt a little bit afterwards. So does it increase by like
saw-
an inch?
I saw 32 by 15 inches in one place.
32?
32 by 15.
Long?
32 inches by 15, like massive. 2.5 foot.
I saw like small shit and I was like, no, this is clearly not the case. What do you mean? Where did you find a 3-foot fucking footprint?
At the Makalu base camp early last year.
Dude, you fuck off right now with this bullshit. Are you talking about the thing that the Indian Army posted on Twitter that is
Yeah.
a fucking rabbit?
Is it a whole rabbit?
It's an entire ass rabbit. That's why it's 3 feet long. It's a whole rabbit. Hang on. I have this
Jumping
in
back
here
and
in my
forth.
notes. I have the link to the Twitter post if you want to pull it up.
I do, yes.
We can have it on here, but they posted it like, yep. Oh, where is it in my notes? I literally wrote about it because I remember this shit happening.
Pulling up right now. Here it is.
Yeah, I'm
It's a
so people were
rabbit.
looking at this and they recognize that this is not the way that a bipedal creature walks because it's like a straight line where instead of like being offset like left and right and the way that you would walk, it's just a rabbit that's fucking jumping and it's the entire print of the rabbit. So there's this fucking the Indian Army just fucking on their Twitter, they're like, "Oh yeah,
Check out these prints.
32 by 15 inches, close to this. April 9th, 2019. The elusive snowman has only been sighted. Yeah. There's literally mythical beast, the Yeti. That's what they fucking said on here.
Okay,
And
but
then
hold
people
on,
are saying,
hold
no,
on,
it's
hold
a
on.
rabbit.
It is clearly, oh my god, get this ad out of my fucking way. It is clearly just this. Catwalk Yeti.
While I see what you are saying, I fail to see that being a realistic way of traversing a mountainside. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, cool. That is fair, but is walking up a mountain. What are you fucking walking like that for?
Just gotta strut your stuff. That's a mating call.
Look,
maybe.
I did not see that bit of the Patterson-Gimlin footage, sir.
That's in the exclusive, non-produced.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Cryptid 559.
Oh, hello. Welcome to our podcast.
You said that a little spooky sexy, and I'm kind of afraid.
I'm in the catwalk mode,
Okay,
dude.
fair enough.
Apparently, according to the NBC News article about this tweet, the country's defense ministry told NBC News that the photographs taken by the expedition team had been passed to the scientific community for verification, but nothing was ever heard, and it was like...
Nothing was ever heard my
Set.
ass. It's a fucking rabbit. I'm telling you now, it's a rabbit. I've heard this story a lot of times. I was following it closely. I think we posted this on social media at the time.
Did we?
I sent it
Maybe.
to you to post. I'm almost certain we retweeted this.
It's a possibility.
I'm almost positive we retweeted this in April of last year. If anybody is on Twitter right now, twitter.com/CountCryptid, and wants to verify that for me, that'd be cool.
Yeah, we could... Yeah, let us know.
Did something stall or is it my connection? We here, fam.
Hopefully not your connection. It
It's
says
still working on my end, so maybe he just needs to restart. It's fine.
reset. It says I have excellent connection. So
Yeah, it should be fine. It must just be him.
sorry about it.
All right, cool. So, the Yeti.
Yeah, the Yeti in India.
That instance, I am gonna shit on immediately. So, sorry to start this one off a little bit rough, but I had that in my notes already. So if you're gonna tell me the 3 foot long one is no, because everything else I have for footprints is like 6 inches, 8 inches, 10 inches, 12 inches. well, like, yeah, that's big, but like,
That's
God
not
damn it, I'm
that
talking about shit in my notes
big.
now that like I wanted to save for the very end, but I gotta find this spot because I wanted to mention that people like fucking Wim Hof exist, if you know who this guy is, because this is that like I don't know if there's anybody else in the world like him. So
He's nutty.
this is the dude that fucking climbed Everest in just shorts. Literally barefoot. He's been done a couple of times. He did it again in like 2014, but then in like 2017,
He
I think.
swims
he
underwater,
did it again,
under
fucking
ice
in the Arctic for like 8
a
minutes.
mile.
Yeah, he just fucking for so goddamn long.
What?
He's got this weird breathing method, so it's like
Yeah.
you can just like deal with the fucking cold.
Just
And I'm
with
like,
anything.
what? What do you mean? He's like, yeah, you just.
And it's been like scientifically proven that
It's fucking
works.
unbelievable. It's crazy. It's the weirdest shit ever. But he climbed Everest in only shorts. He did it barefoot. Then again in 2017 with open-toed sandals.
There's got to be other people like him because he has a school.
I'm saying. So, but this is most of this stuff in my notes predates him. Like he would have been younger or like not doing this at the time. You know what I mean? Like I'm not getting footprints from 2014 where like this is just like a human ass footprint up here. You know what I mean? Like there's none of that.
I don't know how big Wim Hof's feet are, but I did see.
I assume they're pretty wide. You know what I mean? Because he's like always if he's walking around barefoot, they're probably pretty
better than our feet. Is that
better. Yes, pretty better. That word.
Pretty better. Pretty and better. I also saw that like when you make a footprint or any indent in the snow, the sun will heat it up. Even though it's like 20 degrees,
the
like,
sun will still
still
melt around
heat
that
it
a
up
little
and
bit
melt it
and make that footprint bigger.
make
Good,
it look
because I
bigger.
also have in my notes that we were gonna go outside and test that real quick.
There is.
I was like,
snow
all right,
on
I'm
the
gonna measure
ground.
my foot, go out into the fucking snow, step into the snow. We're gonna measure that and see.
Should have done that at the beginning of the podcast and then revisit it at the end.
It's fine. We can just not do it because you already did the research for it.
Yeah. I looked on the
So,
internet, so therefore
that's fine. I don't need to be on WikiFeed anyway.
we charge for that here.
Okay, buddy.
Should we hop back in time to like
Take me back, Connor.
obviously early like there's stories from like native groups all over the place about giants.
Nepal and
Yeah.
about like
Generally just like giants, but like
Okay.
specifically in where a lot of the sightings of Yeti come from in Malaysia. Is that the right? Is that
the Himalayas.
that's
Is
the
that
same
kind of what you're looking
place.
for? It's like Nepal, India.
Yeah. Like Sherpas and whatnot.
I'm not sure where Malaysia is, but it sounds like from somebody who knows nothing about geography, like it might be close, but I have no idea. Where is Malaysia? Can I even spell Malaysia? No.
Don't at me. I don't know.
Don't at me. I don't know where Malaysia is.
But we're gonna shoot back to 1951.
Your ignorance is showing, Connor. Please
U-
check your privilege at the
usually.
door.
Usually, my ignorance is
Yeah,
shown.
it's not really close. There's the Bay of Bengal in between, which is big. It's like where Singapore is, closer to Vietnam than India.
So close.
No, because Nepal is on the north side of India. We're going the wrong direction here. All right. We already know we're bad at geography, so
We're bad at a lot
that's
of
fine.
things.
All right, you're taking me back in time here, Connor. What's going on?
This
oh
is
my god, it's so green.
it's the worst website I've ever seen. I'm so sorry that YouTube has to see this. I feel like I'm contributing to bad things.
How big is that?
That is a print found by Eric Shipton, taken by Eric Shipton there. Just over 12 inches long and wider than a man's boot. Actual unit of measurement, men's boot. But it does have a distinct toe looking. He said there was possibly a small like indentation where a small toe would lie, you know.
Okay. Oh, okay. I almost see that
Almost
little spot
over
right
here,
there.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it does have 5 feet. 5 toes. Wow. 5 feet. Did you know that about the Yeti? There's 5 feet.
I had about 8 feet, generally speaking.
So, yeah. This is his infamous. Infamy is not the right word here. His famous.
Yeah, it would be
Shipton
famous. It is
photograph.
not like famous in a negative light. I don't think infamous is the right word.
And you're never going to believe who he had on his expedition with him.
Who? did he have on his expedition?
Or
with him?
wait. So it was initially like Tom Bourdillon, W.H. Ward, some Dr. Dutt, a geological survey of India guy, and then Bill fucking Murray.
Excuse
Bill
me?
Murray.
In
was here.
1951?
Yes. Look,
Where are you getting this information?
right here on this green website. Bill Murray.
Of like actually?
I don't think it's the Bill Murray.
Oh, you
but
motherfucker!
Bill fucking Murray, though.
I was like, no way, dude. He would have been young in 51, right? When was like?
Yeah,
when
we
was
need-
Bill Murray born. But he's okay. So he has this. There's a documentary. Yeah. Okay. 1950 is when he was born. So he was 1 at the time. That's
He was there.
that he has a documentary or something on Netflix where he just like he does this thing where he just goes around and he'll just like stop in on people's lives just for the story because he's like, yeah, nobody's gonna fucking believe this. Like he'll just like show up at like a frat party or whatever. Like he went to this one party and like just walked around for a minute and the kitchen was just a fucking mess. So he just like at a sorority or something. So he just like did the dishes the whole time. Then like left and he's like just told him to do better on his way out the door and just fucking left. He just does shit like that. Or like
That's
the cops will
legendary.
get called on a party for like a noise complaint or something, and then the cops will come to shut it down. They're like, dude, we can't stop. Bill Murray's here. And they're like, yeah, okay, right. And then Bill Murray will fucking
Like,
walk
no,
over the door. Like, no,
seriously.
really, I'm here. And then the cops will just fucking come party with them and shit. It's fucking crazy.
God, I would do the exact same if Bill Murray
If it was
at my
fucking
party.
Bill Murray, you can't not, dude. It's
Bill
crazy.
Murray. He's
Bill
a legend.
fucking Murray, dude.
So anyway, they found these prints in India while they were the expedition was to find a new way up to the top of Everest.
A new way.
Yeah, like I think all the other ways were like blocked or something was wrong that they couldn't get up them. They were descending the mountain. I think they're at like 19,000 square feet.
Square feet?
Square feet.
Like as far as altitude? Like they were at 19,000 feet?
Sea level. I think from sea level, 19,000 feet, which is
I'm
I think-
19,000 square feet up.
shouldn't be drinking this.
It's noon.
Yeah. They also took some like native Sherpas to help
They have like
carry
a guide
their
in some
shit.
capacity.
It said carried their supplies. Yeah. A group of native Sherpas who carried supplies, most of which were friends of Eric Shipton, which is odd. I thought they were more like, yeah, they guide.
I
Maybe
mean,
they
they
do
probably
both.
are, but maybe they were just like belittling them. Like, yeah, he was our pack mule. You know what I mean? It's 51.
That's
it's
shitty.
Racism is implied.
So anyway, they started out on their expedition on the 27th of 1951, August, and then found these prints later that year in November 8th. They were descending the Menlung Basin somewhere on the mountain and came across these strange prints. One of the Sherpas that was with them was like, "That's a Yeti," in Sherpa language, to Shipton.
That's a Yeti.
That's Yeti. And apparently Shipton had seen prints like these before on the Himalayas, and then led him to the realization that these were probably made within the last 24 hours.
Because they weren't covered up by fresh snow or something else,
Or
I mean,
I don't know
you
what
would
the guy
know
knows.
if it has been snowy or like very windy or something.
it hasn't
like
snowed since yesterday. These should be covered up.
if it's been snowing, they shouldn't still be there. Or if it's been
And so then he took these pictures.
This is
And-
the Shipton photos we're still referring to here.
Yes,
Okay.
yep. And then the men followed the tracks for like a mile, and they find a spot where the creature had allegedly jumped over a crevasse. I have no idea how big the crevasse is,
Interesting.
but they didn't jump over the crevasse also. They abandoned it there, and then when he made it back to, I think, America. Did I say
Fuck yeah.
British? He's probably back to Britain,
the UK,
England and
in
stuff.
some capacity.
Somewhere. He published the photos with his book in 52. I should probably figure out what the book is called. I do not know.
In his book.
Eric Shipton. Look at this crazy motherfucker.
Oh, damn.
He looks wild.
It was just a mirror. There was a mirror on that mountain. There was a
Wow.
wild man up here. Just capturing his
snow
fucking
had
pictures of
iced
himself.
over, and he could see his reflection.
Just barely. That's funny. I like that idea.
The True Book About Everest, maybe, is what it's called.
Presumably, because he was there for finding a new path up Everest, right?
Yes. So that could be it. Anyway, Google it yourself. I don't know.
It was from a book.
It's from a book.
Don't know which one.
This is not reading Rainbow. But I wish it was.
If we could get him on the show.
I was listening to a podcast the other day, and there's an ad for another podcast, and he was on it. And I was like, oh, I actually want to listen to this podcast regardless of what the topic is.
Yeah, I mean...
I have no idea what the podcast is, so I didn't.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, you got any other stories, photos?
Oh,
we
do I
should
have
take
some
a look
stories
at?
and some photos? Where do I begin?
At the beginning. We just finished 1951.
It was 1951?
Correct.
Let's see. Real quick side note. Did you know we have Yeti merch on TeePublic, Connor?
I didn't. Actually, I did.
Weird. We have Yeti merch on TeePublic, Connor.
How can I type here?
Let's see. 1986. 1968 probably. This one's really fucking long though.
Okay, let me pull this up.
Yeah, TeePublic.
Our storefront and
Wow, the Yeti.
hold on.
Oh wow, conveniently
Check
is
this
a percentage
out.
off right now.
Yeah, you could get it for $13.
$13.
I believe that's
you
a
can get a
t-shirt.
T-shirt with a Yeti on it that says
Ah, I took it off the
official
merch
Cryptid
store.
Counter. You took it off
Okay,
the
no, I
merch
didn't.
store? No, it's there.
Here it is. It's beautiful. I like it a lot.
The little Yeti badge.
You can get it in so many different colors.
There's some colors and styles and options available. I think it's available on some other things other than T-shirts as well. But it's there.
I'll post the
Link to the TeePublic.
in the chat.
If you want to buy a T-shirt with a Yeti on it, whatever.
Yeah, if you're just sitting on $13 plus shipping, we would appreciate a little bit of help. It's coming to that time of year where we need to renew our RSS feed. So this would be a great time to support the show.
Soon. Yeah, it would be a good time to give me your money.
I think most of the money
It's
made
still sitting in there.
is definitely still sitting in there, but it's made from me. I bought 2 things.
no, it's not true. I know a lot of people bought other shirts.
Yeah, there was quite a few. I can't take.
You
all
got
the
that
credit,
because
but
you just got this shirt too.
I got
yeah.
this guy in the mail.
The
I love
Flatwoods
it.
Monster one.
See if you can-
Spent a lot of time on that. I need to fucking buy a bunch of those too.
The Comet is amazing, by the way.
The Comet is an asset that I took. The Comet I did not make.
Yes,
That was
you
a free
did.
asset that I took.
Okay, free asset.
The
It's a nice looking shirt. It feels nice. I think I just got the regular.
you got the regular quality one?
Let me see.
Because they have like premier quality or something on there too.
Right.
I,
I think I got the cheaper one.
But the print looks alright.
Wash it inside out if you get one. Otherwise.
Well, I mean, you're supposed to deal with everything with like prints on it. Otherwise,
right.
it's
The
gonna,
print's
it's
gonna
fade.
fade. But so far, I've had this for a couple of months now, and it looks great.
Yeah, it turned out well. I spent a lot of time on the Flatwoods Monster.
Thank you,
on there.
Jacob. Also spent a lot of time on this Yeti. It looks like.
Nope, that one was also a free
Shut
asset.
the
Believe
fuck
it or
up,
not,
Jacob. We need to hype you up on this. Come on.
No, I'm not taking credit for that. I did do the.
It is very
like,
nice,
I
though.
placed it and did all that, but nah, that one was.
I like it a lot.
I did make the background, like the clouds and everything. That is a thing that I have that I made, but I did put all that in there. But that was just an asset. But Nathaniel did buy that one for himself.
I actually really like the purple.
Yeah, he did buy that one for himself. Yeah, that one looked like it turned out pretty good too.
You're an official licensed cryptid counter.
Officially licensed.
I like
did I
that.
put officially or did I put unofficially?
Officially.
Did I? I had unofficially in the original one, and I was like, I mean, fuck it.
Look at how many reviews we've gotten.
4.4.
4.4 reviews.
Wait.
Probably for TeePublic though.
Really?
Probably. Just
Google customer review. And maybe that's just, the TeePublic
TeePublic
reviews
in general.
I was like, what are you fucking talking about, dude? No way. No way
No,
somebody
that's-
reviewed our TeePublic store.
That's just for this T-shirt. Look. People love it. They love it, Jacob.
Fucking
4.4
clickbait.
stars.
Fucking clickbait.
Yeah, that's where you can support us if you want to support us, and now would be a great time.
All right, so I'm
Back
going to
to
jump into
the Yeti.
some more about the Yeti.
Is there a link I need to pull up here?
I don't think on this one. I got to find where it was at because it's like 2 pages of shit in my notes. Oh, God, it's like 3 pages of notes in my shit. Okay, so October 19th of 1968. This is coming from the Pine Barrens Institute website here.
Great resource, by the way.
Yeah, 100%. This the article was Cryptid Profile, the Wisconsin Yeti. I'm going to wait on this one. I lied.
You can't put it out there.
Fuck it. Okay.
Pull it back.
I'll do it. I didn't want to do it because it's not in the place that we wanted it to.
Yeah.
This is just something that I wanted to include, but based on the date, I want to include it. So this is coming straight off of there. So this was written August 19th, 2018 by Adam Benedict. Again, Pine Barrens Institute. Link to this article in full will be in the description. So this occurred on October 19th, 1968. Quote, when Bob, Dick, and Bill entered the marsh that day, they began their hunt. The 3 men decided that the best plan for success involved them splitting up. So Bob went one way while Dick and Bill went the other. After trekking unsuccessfully through the thick vegetation of the marsh, Bob decided that climbing a tree may allow him to better see any deer within the area. After stabilizing himself within a secure vantage point, Bob started scanning around for any signs of movement. After what seemed like forever, the lone hunter high up in the tree spotted a creature making its way through the shrub, brush, and dense trees. First thought was that he had spotted a deer, but after a few moments he realized that this thing was anything but. Bob stated that what first appeared to be a creature slowly started reminding him of a man, but not a normal man, one that seemed to be wearing an odd-looking costume and appeared to be off in some way.
A ghillie suit.
Bob continued to watch the creature through the tops of the trees before it eventually walked out of view. While Bob was laying eyes on the creature for the first time high in the tree, Dick and Bill were trudging along through the marsh to find a suitable hunting spot of their own. What they did not know is that the path they were currently moving down would put them in the same area as the unknown creature. And soon.
Dun dun dun.
So as the 2 men walked slowly through the thick marshland, the creature approached from up ahead. Might be locked.
My apologies, chat.
Get this man drunk.
I need more alcohol.
Correct. As the beast got unknowingly closer to the men, the pair started to become aware of its presence. Thinking that a bear was possibly approaching, the men ducked low behind some shrubs in order to let it pass. That's actually pretty decent thinking. Just fucking chill, let the bear go by, do its own thing.
Does that work?
I don't know. I think the idea is to make sure, like, you want it to know, like, hey, I am here.
Mm-hmm.
I know that you are here. I am big. Go away. But that depends on the kind of bear, right? Because I think it's like that might be black bears, but then brown bears is you're supposed to play dead, or I'm thinking completely inverse because I don't fucking know.
Yeah,
but I know polar bears are dead
by
either
bears.
way. That much I know. But you don't just run into those.
I don't run into bears. Bobcats, though.
I don't know what it is, but I have been so convinced that there is just going to be a bobcat in my backyard someday. Not a bobcat, a mountain lion.
You've got 3 fenced, like your
There's
yard
a bunch
is
of fenced-in
off.
areas and shit. There's just regular house cats back there that aren't mine often. That was not going to stop a fucking mountain lion from hopping into my backyard. I told you I saw a couple of coyotes running down my street the other day.
It's so odd because you live
I was
off
leaving
a pretty
with the
main
dog
street.
and I live off of like the main street in town. Fucking right off of there. But yeah, just running down the road. A couple of coyotes at 6:45 in the morning. So I was trying to go outside with the dog, so I went back inside for a little bit and just kind of watched, made sure they weren't around, and then just like beeline straight for the car with the dog. And then now since this last week, there was a man that had to beat a coyote to death because it was attacking his 2-year-old.
What?
As well as a
fuck?
coyote attacked an officer in Ohio while he was helping somebody who was stranded on the side of the interstate. The fucking coyote attacked a police officer. He fucking shoot it off a bunch of times. It kept coming back. He had to fucking shoot it dead.
What are they on?
They're just fucking...
Coronavirus?
They're just unpredictable, man.
Does it got the zombie
They're
virus
too
in 'em?
fucking close to people, and I don't think people are like... Oh, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, it looks like a dog. It's cute. It's not like people taking it seriously. Like, this is a predator. This is actually like potentially a threat. This is going to eat my cat someday if my cat gets out. You know, like
I think
it's
it ate my
not-
cat.
Well, yeah, but like it's a thing, and now they're just like, I don't know, man. Like, I talked about on the podcast maybe. They do this thing in Yellowstone called hazing for the wolves.
We did that in high school.
With wolf. Yeah, no, we didn't. We were the fucking.
Yeah,
we
yeah,
were
we were at
nerds. But they do this thing called hazing where they have like guns that shoot beanbags at them.
Oh,
so they like pretend hunt the wolves, so the wolves know to fear man. So that way they
Weird.
don't. Yeah, they try to teach them like you
Anytime
don't
they
want-
see a
if there's
man-
people close, you need to leave. This is a problem. You don't want to be in the roads. You don't want to see them because you don't want people. You know what I mean? Like you don't want that interaction.
Them
happening.
approaching humans.
Yeah, exactly.
For any reason.
100%.
Food.
You don't need them encroaching on people because that's going to create problems 100% of the time. So the idea is that hazing them works. I don't think it's that much success, but like
Just slap them around with some
coyotes are
beanbags.
getting fucking ballsy is all I'm saying, man. I don't know. Throw a rock, let a motherfucker know. You don't need to kill it, but let a motherfucker know you're not fucking around.
Yeah, but what if it attacks you? Then what?
I mean, they're small. I'm not worried. I would not be worried about being attacked by
I'm a small human being.
Yeah, but like how much does a coyote weigh? 30 pounds? Like you got some bigger ones sometimes, but like the ones I mean, they're light, they're small. Like a bite would hurt. Don't get me wrong, but
Yeah,
like
yeah. When it
you can launch a fucking coyote, brother. You pick that bad boy up and you fucking hurl him. You can throw him a fucking quarter mile.
Spit him
You're
around.
like a discus. Yeah, fucking Olympic track and field athlete
over the
here.
house.
Just, yeah, fucking throwing random canines.
Yeah. Okay, so you think I could take one? That's nice to know. I could take it to coyote.
A coyote. I think you got a coyote.
Yeah,
brother.
2 or
I'll
3.
take-
I'm done though.
It was only 2 that I saw running. Maybe I missed more. But.
I'm gonna throw some snow in its face.
Well, shit, I heard. I think it was on JRE. They were talking about he had like a buddy who had a pit that I don't know if it went missing or it came back covered in blood or something, like all beat up. So they took it to the vet, and then he went up to see what had happened and found a pile like 7 or 8 dead fucking coyotes
Fuck.
because they like ambushed it and were trying to kill the pit, and the pit was just a
just took 'em
monster
out.
and fucking shredded
That's
them.
badass.
Yeah, dude, it was a crazy story. I'll try to if I think about it, I'll try to link to that.
That wasn't
a clip for
Forrest
that.
Gallant because I listened
No,
to
that was
that
not
podcast
Forrest
the
Gallant.
other
No,
day.
because he was on again recently. Very good. I will link to that one because we used clips from the Thylacine episode when we did that. That was a really good podcast.
That was very good. I would check
So
it out.
I am very, very off track from my story here. I apologize.
We're talking about Bill, Dick, and Bob,
Yeah.
which are very generic names.
So at this point, I had said that they, the bear's approaching them. Or the bear, not the creature is approaching them. They're like, okay, something's coming. It must be a bear. We're gonna kind of crouch down and just kind of chill and let it pass. Why are we playing music? All right, cool. So, let's see.
But I want Jacob on the screen because he's telling a story.
Oh God, what just happened? Okay, so they just crouched down in the shrub.
Look,
when they
Bob.
did, they realized that it wasn't a bear. Both men later stated that what they first thought was a simple, everyday creature of the woods was actually something they couldn't fully explain. The thing seemed to move like a man, but had an overall appearance of an ape. It looked almost like a perfect blend of both man and animal. The two hunters watched the thing as it wandered through the thick trees and shrubbery until it was out of view. Once they were sure it was gone, they made their way back towards Bob and recounted to him what they had seen. They were understandably surprised when they had heard that Bob had also seen the same thing only minutes prior. After the quick and unexpected sightings, the 3 men walked out of Deltox Marsh, which is where they were at, and headed back home. Once there, they decided to keep their encounter amongst themselves and did not discuss it with anyone else. 6 weeks later, on November 30th, the 3 men met up again for another hunt in the same marsh. This time, though, they brought 8 more hunters with them in order to effectively drive the deer where they wanted them to go. After arriving at the marsh, the group of 11 men, Bob Perry, Dick Blizer, Bill Mallow, another Dick, a Richard, Pete, Kurt, Artie, Lester, Don, Rami.
Rami.
There's a Dick, another Dick, and a Richard. You're
So-
telling me you wander out in the woods with 3 dicks and expect not to get blown. Okay, so they formed a line side by side and pressed onward into the trees. Also along for the drive, to make sure the hunt was followed by state law, was a police official and game warden. As the 11 men walked forward, they took notice of the surprising lack of animal activity in the woods that day, figuring they would have seen at least a few deer relatively soon after the start of their drive. They were confused to encounter nothing but silent and still woods. Determined, though, the men pressed on, deeper and deeper into the marsh, until finally one man caught sight of movement. But what he saw was not the expected white-tailed deer. Rather, it was the creature again. The creature was initially spotted by the men on the far left side of the line while they were passing through an open grassy field location within the marsh. As they walked through the tall grass, one of the men noticed what appeared to be a large animal covered in black hair standing upright around 100 feet away. What was most surprising to the first witness was that the tall grass the thing was standing in only reached its upper thighs, whereas the grass came up to the hunter's stomachs.
It's probably a good foot, maybe 2.
Dog, I mean, yeah. If it's your like, it's the grass is coming up to all of like grown ass men, presumably. You know what I mean? But 5'10", roughly. How tall are you? 5'10".
I am 5'8.5".
Okay,
just kidding.
I'm gonna say
5'8" ish.
Okay, about your height, maybe a little bit taller.
Yeah.
Grown ass men. I'm gonna say I'm too tall, so we're gonna use you as an example of like average height of a person.
I would say I'm average height.
I would say so too. So we're gonna use you. If it's up to your stomach, and you're talking like,
I would say
that's a
foot
foot
and
lower,
a half.
like, but that's a foot in your legs only.
Right.
So to do that all together, like that's got to be multiple feet in height taller. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Easily.
Confused at what he was seeing, the hunter signaled the line to halt and watched as the creature moved silently back and forth, almost as if it was looking for the best path to leave on. While the creature searched for an escape, the line was motioned to slowly move in and circle it. But whenever the men started moving closer, the creature slowly moved in the opposite direction. Whenever the men stopped, the creature would stop. It was watching them, and it appeared that it knew what was happening. As the group slowly tightened their line and began to circle the thing, the creature bolted into the thick shrubbery, and this was done within view of the other members of the drive before completely disappearing out of view. The group of 11 men attempted to follow it, but they were unable to move as quickly or as effectively through the thick foliage as the creature did. What they were able to do, though, was get a good look at it. As the creature passed them by, the hunters were able to get a decent view of its overall appearance. Each man later stated that the creature was extremely large, about 8 feet tall, and looked like a very strong man that was covered in blackish-brown hair. The head seemed somewhat small for the body, and it looked as if it possessed almost no neck. Although its body was completely covered in hair, sections of the face and palms were completely hairless, and because of this, the men could see a blackish-gray skin tone. The shoulders were very broad, and the arms were much longer and hung down significantly farther than that of a man. The creature carried itself like a human, but swung its arms like an ape as it walked. It also appeared to jump a bit as it ran out of view.
That definitely sounds like an ape.
100%.
Like,
It's very ape-like. I mean, with it being so tall, and then the arms are
being
accentuated.
long.
The head is a little bit smaller, like too small for the body. Broad shoulders.
Even
The
the
lack
jumping-
of hair in the spots with like the tans, like that sounds like a gorilla.
like if you imagine a gorilla
Kind of
in a
running,
zoom,
kind of
like,
jumping away. But that doesn't. They do that in more of like a quadruped run, not really bipedal, right?
right.
So like, because like when they run bipedals, they I feel like they always have like the arms up and they're doing that fucking thing. Yeah, exactly. Oh, cool. I'm on the full screen for that. Good. So I don't know. Yeah, it does seem more ape-like, but it's being described as like a perfect blend of man and
ape
animal.
and man, yeah.
So it's very strange. Now it was after the encounter that word spread about Fremont that something strange was lurking in the marsh. In fact, the story caused such a commotion around town that in the surrounding areas that outside newspapers and public magazines began picking up and running stories about it as well. The story was so fascinating that it even brought both Ivan T. Sanderson, biologist, cryptozoologist, writer, researcher, and Devin Bernard Houlimas.
Hoovelmans.
I'm
Heuvelmans.
definitely, Heuvelmans. Zoologist, cryptozoologist, writer, researcher, to Wisconsin to interview the 12 men for the April 1969 issue of Argosy magazine. After arriving in the great state of Wisconsin, Sanderson and Havelmans. I am having such a hard time with
It's
that.
an interesting
Alcohol
name.
is killing me today, brother. They quickly got to work interviewing the men. During the sit-down meetings, they ran through the standard questions that were used to eliminate any known native animals to the state. He then ran through questions that were used to determine if the creature was possibly from another state that had migrated into Wisconsin, kind of like we were talking about earlier, my concern for a mountain lion just being in my backyard for no fucking reason. So if this was the case, the scientifically known creature may have come across as unknown to those not familiar with it, but would most certainly be easily recognizable by a trained zoologist. But the men all agreed that what they witnessed was truly unique and unlike anything any of them had ever seen before. It was an unknown creature. When the interview with the men had concluded, they went about the second part of the investigation. They not only personally invested the marsh, but also gathered additional sightings of the creature from other residents in the area. Sightings that were originally unknown when the story first broke and became national news. Sightings that were kept quiet until the trained researchers started asking the right questions. I'm never going to be able to say this man's name.
Havelmans.
That guy reported that 2 other sightings of what was believed to be the same creature had occurred within the same vicinity of the original sighting in that same year. The first report came from a man known as Mr. Freeman. He had claimed to have witnessed the creature before October 19th while hunting in Lebanon Swamp, located...
Lebanon?
That is the country, but in the United States it is pronounced Lebanon.
Is it?
Yeah. There's a Lebanon University. It's Lebanon,
Still
I believe.
Lebanon to me.
Yeah, like names of like a person work that way. Where like, if my name is Jacob and I go somewhere else in the world, my name is not Jacob. My name is still Jacob. You just say it weird.
Incorrect.
It's not how this works. I'm pretty sure it's Lebanon.
Obviously,
but
when you go to
if you're from
any
the
other
area,
country,
correct me if I'm wrong. If I need to be pronouncing Lebanon, I'm fine doing it. I'm sadly misinformed, apparently. So this is located in New London, Wisconsin, roughly 15 miles from Deltox Marsh, which is where the original sightings happened. Well, I guess not original, but the ones that I had talked about before, because this sighting technically occurred before. So he described the same man-like thing that was covered in dark hair and moved like an ape. He also stated that while he originally planned to shoot at it, he held off due to how man-like it was in appearance.
Can I say that is something that you see over and over in these Bigfoot
like Sasquatch,
and
Bigfoot
Yeti
things where like hunters run into it and they go to take a shot. Like that might be a fucking person. I don't think ethically I cannot pull the trigger.
Cannot do it.
Well, I mean, I'm glad that people are
not
conscious enough that they're not shooting. Like that looks like a dude. I'm gonna hold off because you know what I mean. Like
I think anything charging at me in the forest, I'm gonna shoot.
It's not charging at them. It's trying to get away. It's running.
Right. Yeah. It's
if
retreating.
You're able to read the body language of a fucking animal, and you got 12 people out there with you, everybody's carrying firearms.
Trying to circle it. You're trying.
You're not being charged by it's not you and 2 people. All you have is a bow, and you're being charged by a fucking grizzly bear.
This guy's gonna kill us.
It's a little different. I don't think they're bow hunting. This is 51. I don't think that was a big thing.
Got muskets.
I think rifles at this point, but
muskets.
So the second report came from Mr. and Mrs. Penkala. The couple stated that their sighting took place on December 1st, the day after the 12 hunters encountered the creature. They claimed that while driving along a wooded area not far from the marsh, the creature ran out from the woods, crossed the road in front of the vehicle, and disappeared into the trees on the other side. Mr. Penkala had to slam on the brakes to avoid hitting the thing head-on. Both husband and wife stated that the creature they saw was large, covered in hair, and reminded them of a large gorilla. After completing their personal investigations,
Havelmans.
Thank you. Havelmans and Sanderson got to work sorting it all out. Finally, after taking it into consideration, everything said by all 12 hunters, Mr. Freeman and the Penkalas, As well as reviewing all evidence collected from their own investigations in the marsh, they came to a conclusion. Both men agreed that the creature witnessed in Fremont, Wisconsin had to be a genuine unknown hominid, or what they referred to as an ABSM, which was their shorthand for abominable snowman.
That sounds kinky. I'm into ABSM.
Fuck you. They stated that it was highly unlikely that a human being would be so foolish to dress as an ape costume and head out into the woods knowing that it was deer season and that the area was full of hunters ready to come and take home a new trophy. An act such as this would be considered suicide and was considered a non-option. The scientists had also made it known that while many believed in the creature in the marsh, it was perhaps an escaped circus chimp. No circuses had reported an ape missing from their collections. Along with this, no zoos or science labs were missing giant apes either. So that theory was basically just a theory. So at that point, it has to be. Well, I mean, it's big. Maybe it was standing on something. I don't really know the. You know what I mean? It appears to be an ape at this point.
Correct.
There's not anything reported missing. So unless you have a private collector who has one that goes missing, which you're not going to report at this point,
right?
I don't. Ooh. We talked about this very recently when the laws were passed for that, and I think it was like mid-20s, maybe 30s. I think by 50 you're already at the point where you have like licensing and like there's some stricter things in there. I could be wrong on the date. I'll double check on that. Okay, so not long after completing their investigations, 4 young men contacted the researchers to report that a trail of some large unknown tracks had been discovered in the snow not far from Deltox Marsh. Excited that whatever made them could still be in the area, the 2 scientists raced out to the location. But soon after arriving,
Quavelmans,
who had a PhD in zoology and was known as the father of cryptozoology.
What?
We have our own father cryptid, thank you. And Sanderson,
you can't take that
again,
spot.
who...
Nobody's ever heard of
he
you.
termed the coin cryptozoology in 1940s.
Really?
Yeah.
So then
he coined the term cryptozoology in the 1940s. Sanderson.
Is he like God and Lauren Coleman is Jesus of cryptozoology?
I think Lauren Coleman is... Well, okay, so they call him the father of cryptozoology, but we just call Lauren Coleman Father Cryptid, which is kind of like more like a Christmas thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a little bit different, but... So they were able to tell instantly that the tracks were faked and simply placed there as a prank for the 2 investigators. The giveaway was the size and stride, as well as the location where the tracks started. Even though the tracks were large, the distance between the steps was not longer than that of their own strides. Plus, the tracks started alongside the blacktop road and went forward into the woods rather than originating from within them out. Almost as if somebody had got out of a parked car and fucking just started walking there, did it, and was like really half-assed their prank, and just fucking called them like, "Dude, we found these tracks! Look at these!" So that's the Wisconsin Yeti, which is kind of out of place, but like
they put Yeti in their title, so we put it in our podcast.
By the second page of Google, I was already running into other podcasts about it and like merchandise that had Yetis on it. So I'm already out of research at the second page of Google.
Like I said, season 3 is all about just playing stuff that has already happened. Just podcasts, videos. Just going to rewind and play those. And
oh, we didn't do a 2019 rewind, Connor.
Rip.
So that is my very long story. Again, that is from... Pine Barrens Institute, the Cryptid Profile, the Wisconsin Yeti, a.k.a. the Deltox Marsh Monster.
Deltox Marsh Monster. That's a tongue twister.
I like how you also fucked up the same part of that I did.
It's a tongue twister. So like I said, there's a lot of different stories going way back. But there's some evidence that has come forth that I would like to share.
Yes?
The first man to scale Mount Everest was a man named Edmund Hillary. Not Edmund Haley, like the guy that has the comet.
Okay.
But he did find the scalp of a Yeti.
The orangutan? Is that what you're talking about?
No.
Okay.
Don't believe so. Scientists later determined that the helmet-shaped hide was actually that of a sero, a Himalayan animal similar to a goat.
Oh, that's right. Okay. But wasn't there a hand with it, too?
I don't know if that one specifically had a hand.
I saw one that was a scalp and a hand.
There was a finger that was found in Nepal. Claimed
that
to
was
be
supposed
a
to be
Yeti.
a Yeti finger until they did DNA
Yeah.
analysis on it. Do you have information about what it actually was, Connor?
It was actually a human finger.
Yes, it was a human finger. They theorize it was from a previous monk that had
monk's
lived
corpse,
in that
yeah.
monastery.
Yeah, so that didn't turn out. That's too bad. That would have been an interesting find, is just a Yeti
It's just a
finger.
human. Yeah, I mean, that'd be fucking cool. You find like, we have a finger, bro. We have a Yeti finger. It's just a dude's hand.
Yeah.
What are you fucking playing at, bro?
You grab
Like,
that dead
come
guy's
on.
finger. In 2007, Destination Truth's host,
yeah.
Josh Gates.
He has a different show now, right?
I
It's
have
no
no
longer
idea.
Destination Truth. I think it was like, oh god damn it, never mind. Continue.
You look it up while I
Yeah, Josh
continue.
Gates, right?
Josh Gates. He claimed he found 3 Yeti prints in snow near a stream in the Himalayas. Locals were specifically skeptical, suggesting that Gates had only been there for like a week, and that he probably just misinterpreted a bear track. Nothing more was learned about the track
Kinda
or the
ended
print. Kind of just ended there. But actually, his track and his picture, I believe I have a picture of this somewhere. They showed up in a display at Walt Disney World,
I saw that as well. Yes.
which is interesting.
So Josh Gates is of the Destination Truth fame. Also, apparently, a show called Stranded on Sci-Fi,
Okay.
and then as well as the Travel Channel series Expedition Unknown.
Okay, yeah. That's
And he also was the host of multiple live specials and guest investigator on the television series Ghost Hunters and Ghost Hunters International.
makes sense, I guess.
So he's the dude that fucking flies all over the place to check out weird shit and make these shows. I used to fucking love these. I've not been able to really deal with it so much since I have been like an adult. But like in my youth, this was my shit. I
Correct.
love this. But like think about how cool of a fucking job that is. My job is I get to go and look for Mokele and Bembe.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I
yeah,
literally
man.
like the Travel Channel is gonna pay me to go to the Congo.
Congo. Send like a dozen plus people.
I don't want to go to the Congo. I'm afraid I'm gonna die. If I'm gonna be honest with you.
But they
I
send,
wouldn't
like-
survive. It's I would be so sunburned.
Jacob would
Even
be-
through the trees, I would be
Oh.
melted.
we would be crispy, but
Crispy. We'd be some crispy bitches.
but they send like a whole team with you.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
not
yeah,
like
100%. And
you're
not
in the
going
middle of
alone.
nowhere by yourself.
Yeah.
With the
But
only natives
still.
that you can't speak to. Like I'm sure there's
Got a
translator,
translator and then like my team of dudes with me.
a medic, 6 camera guys that don't know what they're doing. Yeah. Who knows?
So I guess the abominable snowman situation. I had mentioned that the name. I have an origin story in what is 3 paragraphs.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Had a very shiny nose. So the name Abominable Snowman was coined in 1921, the same year Lieutenant Colonel Charles Howard Burley led the 1921 British Mount Everest reconnaissance expedition, which he chronicled in Mount Everest, The Reconnaissance, in 1921.
Wow,
In
original
the book,
name.
Howard Burley includes an account of crossing the La Capilla at 21,000 feet, where he found footprints that he believed were probably caused by a large loping gray wolf, which was in the soft snow formed double tracks rather than those of a barefooted man. Rather like those of a barefooted man. He adds that the Sherpa guides at once volunteered that the tracks must have been made by the wild man of the snows, which they gave the name Meto Kangmi. Meto translates to man-bear, and Kangmi translates to pig. No, it translates to snowman. I looked so hard to find the Tibetan translation for pig so I could say man-bear pig as the AKA for this episode. I cannot fucking find it. And, like, the only thing that pulls up is the spelling in Tibetan. I'm like, well, I can't fucking read that. How do you want me to say this? Like, what do you want me to do here? So, if anybody's got that information for me, like a rough spelling in English for the translation of how to say that, I would love to be able to say man-bear pig in Tibetan.
That would be amazing.
So confusion exists between Howard Burley's recitation of the term Meto Kangmi and the term used in Bill Tillman's book Mount Everest 1938, where Tillman had used the words mech, which does not match the Tibetan language. But I did see that there is another word for man-bear, which is like miche, M-I-C-H-E, which I thought was pronounced like that, Miche. But if he'd only ever heard it, if he is spelling it Metch, like Metch, like maybe like Mitch is like more of the pronunciation. So like to me, that kind of seems like this is a misspelling of that, or also they are suggesting that it is a misspelling of Meto, Metoh, which is the same word. It's one letter off. It's what is it? Metch or Metoh. Like it's either a typo or like him being like they only ever said this word and it sounds kind of like this. So there was a guy who was like, this term can't have been used by them because the TCH is not something like a sound that in their dialect this does not exist. So it's just, I think it's just a spelling issue. I don't know if it's a typo or if it is him
translating
guessing his best of
wrong.
Like, this is how I would spell the fucking word that I heard them say.
Right.
So those are the thoughts on that. So the use of abominable snowman began when Henry Newman, a longtime contributor to the Statesman in Calcutta, writing under the pen name Kim, interviewed the porters of the Everest reconnaissance expedition on their return. Newman mistranslated the word mitoch as filthy, subsequently terming abominable as the word, and then so the one that I had said before, I had joked that was meant pig, actually meant snowman. The kangmi means snowman, so abominable, which he translated the first word wrong, which was like man bear snowman, you know. He translated the first one to filthy, so filthy snowman. He just called it abominable, so
that makes sense, I guess.
As of catchy name for it.
Super catchy.
I guess.
Snowman.
I mean, it's
nobody knows how to spell abominable.
Whoa, he made it.
Who is it?
Nathaniel fucking made it.
Dude, he always makes it just for
in fucking time. No, we got a little bit going on.
Whoa.
Well, for a few more hours, noon Central Time, buddy. It's fucking 1:20 Central Time now, bro.
We were actually like almost on
time. You got to figure out your times. Let's see. What are you? You got to be Mountain Time on lunch break, my dude. My dude, we here.
I don't know what Jacob's talking about.
Nathaniel is in chat.
Hey, Nathan.
Nathaniel wasn't going to make it. He made it briefly from lunch break.
You're on lunch break.
Glad you made it, buddy.
With enough time to vote and fill out your poll.
I mean, he'll definitely be willing to do the poll, whether he does it today or not. It's fine.
Yeah, he wants
I'm
to
putting that
to
on you
Counting
now.
Cryptids live.
Yeah. What a guy. So that's where the name Abominable Snowman comes from.
That's interesting. I've got a story here from the Russian government.
Okay. What year does this story from the Russian government
Pretty
take place?
Recently, as in like in the last 10 years, 2011.
Okay.
So, the Russian government took interest in the Yeti in 2011 and organized a conference of Bigfoot experts in western Siberia. Bigfoot researcher and biologist John Bindernagel.
I like Bindernagel. Yeah, that's a good name.
Bindernagel. That's literally how it's spelled. I don't know.
I like it.
Claimed that he saw evidence that the Yeti not only exists but also builds nests and shelters out of tree branches, similar to what you find when you research Sasquatch and Bigfoot.
Mm-hmm.
The group made headlines around the world when they issued a statement that they had indisputable proof of the Yeti, and they were 95% sure it existed based on some gray hairs found in a clump moss in a cave.
I found a little bit of hair in this cave, and I'm about 95% sure it is from a creature that we do not know for sure if it exists or not.
This is clearly Yetis. They have been impressed, but other scientists who participated in the same expedition concluded that the indisputable evidence was
Holy
hoaxed.
Shit, what is happening?
Is it going turbo?
It must be almost empty.
Just, oh my god.
It's a little foamy all of a sudden.
Nathan, there is not a poll, but there is a challenge.
The season 2 tournament.
There you go. I reposted it. John Bindernagel is a legend? I didn't know. We're about to find out more about John Bindernagel. Apparently he had hoaxed some shit though. So Nathan, I don't know. A Jeff Meldrum, a professor of anatomy and anthropologist at Idaho State University, endorsed the existence of existence of Bigfoot, said that he expected the twisted tree branches had been faked. Not only was there evidence of tool cuts in the supposedly twisted branches, but also the trees were conveniently located off a well-traveled trail and hardly in a remote area.
So they're just like walking down a trail,
Yeah,
and
they're,
like kind of
cut
stepped
some
off like
stuff
one
off.
step, and they're like, "Oh yeah," and then you do this thing.
Although we twisted it.
Mm.
I may have to look into it more, but Meldrum also concluded that the whole Russian expedition was more of a publicity stunt than a serious scientific endeavor, likely designed to increase tourism to the impoverished coal mining region. Despite the quasi-official claims of indisputable proof of the Yeti, nothing has come of the story since 2011.
I don't know how much of this I'm wanting to talk about on the record, but did you hear about the recent like Russian government situation?
The part where they turned off the internet to the rest of the world?
No, the part where like now they're gonna hand over like, okay, so we're gonna switch doing the way that things are done, so that way we can put power into this other guy. But like, if you've already been this, you can be this. So that it's just like a way for Putin to like continue to like rule everything. And I'm like, what do you fucking mean? And everybody in the Russian government just fucking resigned.
Yeah.
Same day,
Didn't
they're
he
like,
get a bunch of people
"Nah,
to like
nah."
take these positions and then
Yeah,
just
it's
fucking resign?
Absolutely ridiculous that this shit is happening like today. The fact that in 2020 this shit can just happen is fucking bananas.
The world is
It's fucking
so
unreal,
fucked
dude.
up.
Russia is an enigma. It's oh my god.
I like it.
It's like if we cut Florida off and just like pushed it off in 10
and
years, it would be doing that same shit. Be like, this one guy is just ruling the whole thing, being a dick. What's going on?
Yeah,
over
that
here?
Florida
Like,
man over there.
it's just ruled by Florida man. Like it's some crazy shit.
Just run on the platform of Florida man.
The Florida man cometh.
It's its own political group.
So I guess are you done with that?
Yeah.
On the note of Russian stuff, we have that Russian video from the news thing in 2000, doing everything with my hands that I possibly can, 2000 something. Finding in my notes where this video is from.
I'm looking. I'm scrolling. Oh, I found it. Okay. It's Russian.
I used to manage my
I'll
team
pull
with
it up.
spreadsheets.
Sorry.
It was
Yeah,
a
oh,
nightmare.
sorry.
And
Sorry.
Not
Apologies.
playing.
I'm gonna play this video, but I have to pee so bad.
Yeah, go just. Okay.
Появление снежного человека в
I'm gonna
результате
just sit here and
listen
to a
удачной
woman
speaking Russian and
экспедиции сегодня
just nod.
вернулись домой.
Here we go.
О результатах своего
Here's
визита в
our
наш регион они
Russian.
рассказали корреспонденту «Вестей».
You know exactly what they're
Напомним,
saying.
кандидат исторических наук Игорь
Just gonna
Бурцев
nod.
вместе с коллегой, кандидатом биологических наук Андреем
I like the dude
Строковым
doing the
изучали теорию
reenactment of like
возможного
fucking
обитания
jumping
Йети
around
от
like he's a
Апрельским
monkey when
через
he's like
района.
90 years
А
old.
поводом приезда стали
That's fun.
шокирующие видеоролики, снятые местными жителями. На кадрах, которые были сделаны еще в
There's a video
2016 году, но выложенных в
of
сеть
what they
недавно,
had seen.
довольно странное существо гонится за автомобилем. И теперь специалисты в области гоминологии
I mean,
уверены,
it looks
это
like a
точно
dude.
был снежный
That's the
человек.
shape of a
А еще
man.
удалось выяснить,
But this dude
почему
also
вдруг
looks like he has a
так
picture of like a
называемый
Yeti
шуравель проявил агрессию
superimposed
и
with a
побежал за
child and a
молодежью.
surfboard in the background of this interview. Like, what the fuck is that? What is that picture in the background? And then he's got the Patterson Gimlin stills right next to it too. I don't know what the fuck I'm like listening to this man speak for when I can't understand what he's saying. But you know what I mean here? Like,
Есть, и вполне, значит, не исключены встречи с ним.
the video is interesting for sure. Oh shit! Now it's gonna autoplay some shit. God damn it! Now I gotta move over to fucking. Ugh.
Добрый вечер.
Stop random Russian man from speaking. I don't know what that says, but it's probably something that we don't want to have up on the screen. But that's where we're at. Hey, a couple new people. Yeah, I also need a translator. I definitely don't speak Russian. We were just watching the video briefly, and there was a thing before in the video where they had seen a like Bigfoot, a Yeti guy, little thing. It was there. I had to pause it because it started auto-playing some random Russian man speaking.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. What's up, Emu Cat and Coaster Workshop?
Translatorizer.
Lost Lord from Discord. What's up, guys? I did the tournament. Thank you, Nathaniel. Appreciate you, bud.
Appreciate it, Nathaniel. We knew you would.
Oh, yeah.
No doubt about it.
Oh, yeah. Okay, are we Canadian all of a sudden? What's up there?
I've been saying a boot a lot. I'm so sorry. Stop.
Just playing random ads now? Okay, so you had seen the video, right?
I've watched it.
Yeah. So,
Interesting.
I mean, compelling to say the least. I don't know. It was on the news. I don't know what qualifies as news in Russia because it seems, again, like
I don't know
we were
what
just
qualifies.
talking about. Like, I don't even fucking know what's going on over there. But
I mean, technically, our podcast is news. I'm sorry. It's a very loose definition.
Maybe if we're taking like we're being sued for something standpoint, like perhaps.
I'm saying this right now on air. This is a news broadcast.
I think maybe like a reaction channel is the closest thing because of how bad our research is. But
yeah, we're just not good.
It's fine. It's fine. No big deal. We have a small audience. It's doing well.
Entertainers.
Yeah. That. Looking for another bit in my notes at which I am going to read.
You know, I don't really have a whole lot.
I got a couple other ones. So I'm going to grab this one here from March 6th, 1986. It was around 10 a.m. So this is from an encounter in northern India by Anthony B. Wooldridge. This is a bit from a book that I just told you, An Encounter in Northern India by Anthony B. Wooldridge. I found it from bigfootencounters.com. I will be linking to that bigfootencounters.com website. So a quote from this. I was surprised at around 3,300 meters altitude to come across an area where the snow had recently been disturbed. Strange tracks came up a steep gully on the right and then went from bush to bush in the wood. I was naturally curious to know what creature could be sharing the wood with me, but could think of no satisfactory explanation. I took 2 quick photographs of the tracks and pressed on, knowing that time was precious if I had to reach Hemkud before snow became too soft. Perhaps half an hour later, I was emerging above the tree line. There was a sudden bang, followed by a protracted rumbling that, although I could not see any signs of snow movement, my first reaction was to suspect an avalanche. I have those pictures referenced in my notes. Scroll down further. There, those 2 right there that you just passed. Up.
Oh, these 2.
Yeah,
okay.
that's the tracks photos. Right there.
Here.
They're really small, so opening them full screen isn't really going to do anything. Yeah, zooming's the move. So you can see that there is tracks. Those look really close together to me.
They do look quite like that. Looks like if I walk through the snow in some sort of S shape.
But so here's the thing too: is I don't know the angle that that's at. That might be like really uphill.
It does look like
that could make a difference. Now go over to the other photo.
This camera does look like it could be sideways.
It was a really bad and small camera. The lens was pretty good, but it was like a 35 millimeter. Like he has info on exactly what it was. So there was some strange tracks he took a photo of. Then he heard a noise and there was a bang and then some noises. He assumed it was an avalanche. So by 12:30, I had reached about 3,800 meters where my route left the comparative shelter of the cliffs and continued across an exposed steep snow slope. I became increasingly concerned about the stability of the snow and was soon dismayed and worried to see that a recent wet snow avalanche extended right across my intended route. I continued for a few hundred yards to get a better position to survey the damage and assess the risks of proceeding. While studying the track of the debris, I noticed a large, smooth groove in the loose snow, which might have been caused by a large rock sliding down, but the groove came to an abrupt end at the point where a set of tracks led off across the slope behind and beyond a spindly shrub. Standing behind the shrub was a large erect shape, perhaps up to 2 meters tall. Convinced that whatever it was, it would disappear quickly, I took several photos rapidly and then moved up about 50 meters nearer to a rocky outcropping, which was as close as I could get without venturing onto the broad, open snow slope which had just avalanched. It was difficult to retain my excitement as I came to the realization that the only animal I could think of which remotely resembled the one before me was the Yeti. So if you see that photo right there, if you scroll down, there's one that's zoomed in. Yeah, right there on the right. So that's what he sees. You see that shape right in the middle? That kind of looks like a dude.
Kind of looks like a dude, but also could just be exposed rock or whatever that the other black stuff is.
My skepticism about the creature's existence was overturned by this all too real creature then in view. It was standing with its legs apart, apparently looking down at the slope. It had its right shoulder turned towards me. The head was large and squarish. Squarish. I just wanted to read it. Squarish. And the whole body appeared to be covered in dark hair, although the upper arm was slightly lighter color. The creature was amazingly good at remaining motionless, although the brush vibrated once or twice, and I moved back down to lower ground. It appeared to have changed its head position and be looking more directly at me. I took a number of photographs from an estimated range of 150 meters, one of which I included in the report that we're looking at right now. At the time, I was unaware that no one had ever actually photographed a Yeti before, but I was aware that the pictures would be of great interest provided I got back safely. So he saw some footprints, took a photo, heard a noise, and then saw a shape that he thought was a Yeti. An important thing to note from this story is that he is already aware of what a Yeti is.
Yeah.
A Yeti's already a thing. Mind. So if you are like thinking like, God, what if I fucking see a Yeti out here? And then you see some weird footprints, you're like, oh, that could be a Yeti, bruh. That could be a Yeti. And then you hear some weird noise and you go over the hill and you look down and like,
that's a Yeti.
There's a fucking Yeti at the bottom of this hill, guy. What do I do? You take some photos and you fucking turn around and go back because there's an avalanche ahead. You can't go forward.
You just gotta get it. You just gotta go get it.
So the photos he took of the Yeti are, in fact, that of a rock outcropping.
God
does appear,
damn it.
Connor. It does slightly resemble a hominoid shape. I don't really blame him. If you go out there and you kind of start to convince yourself that and you want to see it and then you see this shape, it does appear that in the analysis they did determine that it was a rock outcropping.
But he describes like hair and shit.
100%, which you can't really, it's not defined in the photo. You're 150 meters away, bud.
But why do it? Why even do it?
It's more than a football field.
You can't see hair from there. It's a rock, bro.
You want to see what you want to see.
I get that, yeah. That's unfortunate.
So again, there was allegedly like footprints near it that went right to it. I don't know. So the footprints that we looked at in the photographs before are genuine photographs of footprints. They're estimated to be around 10 inches in length. Said it before. My feet are bigger.
Is it a rock person? What if it's a rock person? Golem.
It's a rock lobster?
A golem. A rock golem?
Aren't golems made of clay?
I don't know. I would assume there's rocks. They're rock golems. Like an iron golem. You've played Minecraft, an iron golem?
I have, but I preferred the rock lobster.
It's a stone golem. And it just stopped.
What the fuck is going on in chat over here with all the Russian mail-order bride conversation?
Yeah,
what did I miss over here, guys?
Nathaniel's, he is running amok. Him and Emu Cat. Slide rock.
Y'all getting
Yeti.
fucking crazy. I've seen it on a football field. What? What am I missing in this fucking chat?
The slide rock Yeti?
You can see hair from 50 yards away. What are you smoking?
You know exactly what we were smoking, Nathaniel.
Oh, you can see across the football field.
How far did?
Hair. But it's a football field and a half, man. Was it 150 meters? Well, I guess it's yards technically on a football field, which are meters slightly larger than a yard.
3.3, I think. 3.3 to 3 feet.
A yard is exactly 3.
I think 3.3 is a meter.
Oh no! A meter is 1, and a yard is 1.09361. So a yard is longer than a meter.
Really?
Well, no, I lied. 1 meter is equivalent to 1.936 yards.
Can you do it to feet? I think it's 3 to 3.3. 3 feet is a yard. 3.3 is a meter.
I just closed it. I literally searched it, then went to open a new one, just close.
How long?
No, I got
is
it.
meter?
What's the other yard? 2 feet. God damn it! I typed in meter to yard and not feet. Okay, meter to feet is
3.28 feet.
Yes,
is a meter.
meter is 0.28 inches longer than a yard. We were correct. So it is further than 1.5 football fields.
Slightly.
Regulation. Side note, did you know that there is no definitive size for what the outfield for a baseball field has to be?
That's so
Of
strange.
all of them that exist, not 2 are identical in size.
How does that even make sense?
Because baseball sucks.
Correct.
I will say it here and
I
now
hate
on a public
baseball.
forum. Fuck baseball. Jesus Christ, I hate baseball. How long does a game last? 4 hours? You know what the average fucking time of length of real gameplay in a game of baseball that lasts 4 hours
8 minutes.
is? 9 minutes, Connor. It's 9 minutes. 9 minutes of action happens within 4 hours, and you're telling me you're going to go to that goddamn game?
Hopefully the audience that we were broadcasting to is.
I feel like we're talking to a lot of nerds. I don't think
Yeah,
anybody's really
exactly.
backing baseball here. So
Hopefully nobody's all about
it's
baseball.
whatever, and I don't think anybody's gonna get that bent out of shape. Like,
If you like baseball,
fine.
it's all you. But
you can like whatever the fuck you want to like, and that's fine. If you like baseball, that's fine. I'm just saying baseball's bullshit.
if you like meters, that's fine. If you like feet, that's also fine. Yards, acceptable.
Kilograms is not.
No,
No, that's fine. I don't care.
we do grams here. Oh,
Yeah, it's just
Jesus.
we do grams here. Okay, so yeah, this is where in my notes I had like, okay, let's go outside and measure our feet in the snow. But like, yeah. So again, with this, I think, yeah. Oh yeah, this is also where I had the Indian Army thing and the Twitter post for that. So the photo is allegedly, after being analyzed, of what is the Yeti, is thought to have been an outcropping and not actually that of a creature or hominid in any capacity. The footprints did exist, appear to be around 10 inches. Again, I don't know if the foot is roughly an inch smaller, 9 inches. God damn it, now I have to do this tree bear thing, don't I? Not that tree bear.
Oh, I was gonna say
A different tree
what?
bear. Yes. Okay. I have in my notes, it's the tree bear thing from Wikipedia. So in 1983, Himalayan conservationist Daniel C. Taylor and Himalayan natural historian Robert L. Fleming Jr. led a Yeti expedition into Nepal's Barun Valley, suggested by discovery in Barham in 1972 of footprints alleged to be a Yeti by Croman and McNeely. The Taylor-Fleming expedition also documented similar Yeti-like footprints, hominid appearing with both a hallux and bipedal gait. I'm reading. Intriguing large nests of trees and vivid reports of local villagers of 2 bears.
2 bears.
Rugaba, tree bear, small reclusive weighing around 150 pounds, and ground bear, aggressive, weighing around 400 pounds. Further interviews across Nepal gave evidence of local belief in 2 different bears. The skulls were collected. These were compared to known skulls in the Smithsonian Institute, American Museum of Natural History, and British Museum, and confirmed identification of a single species. The Asiatic black bear, showing no morphological differences between tree bear and ground bear. This being an intriguing skull in the British Museum. In the British Museum of a tree bear collected in 1869. In 1983, Barn Valley discoveries prompted 3 years of research of the tree bear possibility by Taylor Fleming, John Craighead, and another person whose name I can't read. From the research, the conclusion was that the black bear, when around 2 years old, spends much of its time in trees to avoid attack of larger male bears on the ground, i.e. ground bears. During the tree period that may last up to 2 years, the young bears train with their inner claws outward, allowing an opposable grip. The imprints in the snow of the hind paws coming over the front paws that appear to have a helix, especially the bear is going when the bear is going slightly uphill, so the hind paw prints extend the over paw prints backwards, making the hominid appearing track. Both in that it is elongated like a human footprint but has a thumb, and that in that the four-footed animals now appear bipedal. This Yeti discovery, in the words of the National Geographic magazine editor Bill Garrett, by on-site researchers, sweeps away much of the smoke and mirrors that give us the unbelievable Yeti. So the footprints of this bear, when it is between the ages of 2 and 4, it spends most of its life in trees to avoid adult males killing it, because that is the thing that bears do. You are not my kid. I'm gonna kill you. That's the thing that bears do. Like, it's intense. And as cute as fucking small bears are, it is sad to watch. It's like lions. When a new male lion comes in and takes over a pack, he guts the fucking babies. That shit is rough to watch because they look like they're fucking stoked. They're like, yeah, dude, you're fucking playing with me.
You're my dad.
You know what I mean? Like, the little ones just look like kind of like a big house cat. And you're like, God, it's so cute. And then it gets gutted and you're like, oh, nature sucks.
Yeah, damn nature, you scary.
It's rough. It's rough out there for about everything and a lot of other people. But yeah, so the way it walks is it trains with like its paws in a weird way. And then when it's going slightly uphill, its back feet reach the same spot that its front feet did.
Oh, okay.
So partially, so it appears like it's extended.
Even longer than it really is.
Back foot, front foot is like this. So then it's like, okay, it's longer than it should be, and you have that thumb from the paw being in that weird positioning.
You would think that you would still get deeper indentations from where they kind of roll through their foot.
I think because it's 2 feet, it appears that there is that indentation, is what it is saying.
Okay.
That word that I am pronouncing very incorrectly because I am not a scientist, zoologist, or person of intelligence
yes, we
whatsoever.
are, Jacob. We're Scientologists.
Yeah, exactly. It's pronounced like gate. Yeah, I don't know fucking words, bro.
Anyway.
Baseball is about hot dogs and beer. I've been to baseball games and had a good time. I cannot, but I had a good time because I was at the game.
I had a good time
I'm not gonna,
for a short period of time.
I'm not going to watch a game on
6
TV
hours.
and be like, this is fucking fun. Yeah, this is a good time.
I could see maybe background noise, but really I'm not going to look at it.
Yeah. If it's something that's on, I don't know.
I've got some pictures of bears here.
Okay, yeah, let's look at some bears.
Native to the Himalayan area.
Oh my God! You ever seen that video of a baboon eating a baby gazelle alive? No. Fucking thank you, Nathaniel. Jesus Christ.
You can post that in the Discord though if you want.
Maybe a trigger warning first though.
Yeah. Nope, don't want.
All right,
to
some
here.
bear photos.
So the one on the left here is the Tibetan blue bear.
Yes.
It's kind of got longer hair than this Himalayan brown bear. But they're
the Himalayan brown bear is pretty rare from my understanding as well.
But they're both like said to be
in the region
and often misinterpreted as Yeti.
Okay.
Like you were saying, like their feet.
Well, and both of these images that we're looking at, they are
upright,
hanging out like bipedally. They are both upright, yes.
But I don't think they really walk that way.
I mean, they're able to do so, but it's not like
they do it
the
often.
Primary means of like, I'm going to run away now, I'm going to do it bipedally.
Yeah. Just
no, if you're trying to get away, those things are getting down on all fours. And
Usain Bolt out of there, just.
Can we fucking get a rim shot on the soundboard, please?
Maybe. I do have a soundboard. No, I don't.
Oh, look up sun bears. I've seen sun bears before.
Sun bears?
There's one in the Henry Julius Zoo that I went to. I was there with you last time I was there.
Yeah, that was
like the day after my wedding. Me and my wife convinced you to bring your kid to the zoo.
Get my kid. This is terrifying.
That is not real.
This is not real?
That can't be real.
This is terrifying.
Do they really look like that? I have not seen one standing up. That looks not real.
I'm scared of that.
He says they look derpy as fuck. This might be what they actually look like.
Hey,
what the fuck?
Look at this guy.
But really though, like his face kind of is like orangutan vibe, but also all I'm seeing off of it is like a college mascot logo.
Look at this one.
What the fuck?
Why do they look so odd?
They're weird looking, man.
Yeah. That's interesting. Are they from where are they from?
Sun bears? Oh, just punch something. Southeast
Himalayas.
Asia.
Oh, Malayanus? I don't know.
Southeast Asia, not
near
not.
Thailand, Malaysia.
Oh well, I mean that bit's India right there, right? So this is Malaysia. We were talking about Malaysia earlier. This is a throwback to earlier.
To when I was incorrect
to,
about
to
things.
the bears that you were talking about earlier, not knowing that they were bears or in Malaysia.
These are not bears.
That's them. Yes, they're telling us it's real in chat, you guys. That's really what they look like. That's fucked. That's crazy. It looks like somebody photoshopped the head and just made it like twice the size it originally was. I believe Asia. Yeah, see, fucking Nathaniel just knows everything. I don't know why this guy doesn't just do our podcast for us. It's fucking ridiculous every time.
Just 100% more on top of things than we are.
I got too much to drink. I got to tell you that much right now.
Do you have any more stories, evidence, photos, anything of the like?
Let me real quick review my notes. I know that there is a brief quote that I wanted to include. I think I have read this.
No, thank you. Sorry.
Okay, hang on. I read this because that's where Abominable Snowman came from, right?
Yes, you read about that.
This is a different thing.
Oh.
So this is an article called "The Yeti: Asia's Abominable Snowman" by Benjamin Radford from Live Science Contributor, or who is a Live Science Contributor. So this is from livescience.com. This is on November 28, 2017. Link to this in the description. In 2013, Oxford geneticist Brian Sykes put out a call to the Yeti believers and institutions around the world claiming to have a piece of Yeti hair, teeth, or tissues taken from a sighting. He received 50. So he's like, hey, give me your shit. I'll test it. 57 samples came in, 37 of which were chosen to do DNA testing. According to the University College of London, UCL, the samples were compared with genomes of other animals stored on the database and published DNA sequences. Most of the samples turned out to be from well-known animals such as cows, horses, bears. However, Sykes found that 2 of the samples, one from Bhutan and another from India, were 100% matches for the jawbone of a Pleistocene polar bear that lived sometime between 40,000 and 120,000 years ago, a period of time when the polar bear and closely related brown bear were separating as a species, according to the BBC. Sykes thought that the sample was probably a hybrid of a polar bear and a brown bear. However, 2 other scientists conducted a reanalysis of the same data and said that the sample actually belonged to a Himalayan brown bear, a rare species of the brown bear. The study results were published in Royal Society Journal, Proceedings of Royal Society B. Another team of researchers also analyzed the same DNA, included that there's no reason for Sykes to have come to the conclusion about it not being anything but an ordinary brown bear. Time and time again, DNA tests and hairs turned out to just be that of a bear.
Yeah.
And again, the finger was a human finger and that kind of thing. There were some plaster casts. I have a photo at the very bottom of my notes of some of those. I'll include that in the description. I mean, people are getting casts, but like
prints in snow are just sketchy.
And
no
if you're
what.
telling me too that like there's bears in the area that when they are between these 2 ages, they walk with their front paw really weird and their back paw lines up with where the front paw is, and it looks like a human paw print. Like that's it. That's the footprint right there. You know what I mean? Unless until you have a fucking body or something.
Yeah.
Or you're getting DNA analysis that's straight up, like, unless I'm missing something huge here, which, again, I said at the beginning, this is a year of hindsight. We're going to do every single episode where we get done and then be like, oh, yeah, we missed this giant glaring
Next
thing.
episode on
yeah,
Counting
exactly,
Cryptids.
like the actual information from last episode that we missed.
Exactly.
One of those things. And I did have this quote here I wanted to include from Shiva Dakal, author of Folktales from Sherpa and Yeti. Perhaps folktales of Yeti were used as a warning or likely for morality, so kids wouldn't wander off and they would always be close and safe to their communities. So it's our fucking boogeyman that we have every single time, where it's just a story that locals tell to the fucking kids to keep them in at night, to keep them from wandering a little bit too far, just so that way when next time they're out fucking doing something and they're thinking about going a little bit further than they've gone before, they're like, well, maybe the Yeti's out here. Maybe I won't do that today.
I might
or
get
what-
eaten.
yeah, that kind of thing, just to keep you coming back. Which is something that we end up coming to fucking half the time. Like almost every single episode, like the boogeyman argument comes up.
Should we talk about Gigantopithecus?
In my notes, I have Gigantopithecus is a thing we need to talk about, I guess.
Yes.
And then
we
the only
should.
thing I had on there was, generally now by scientists they are considered to have been quadrupeds typically instead of bipedal. That was the only bit I grabbed. I assumed that you would be getting more than I did.
Your
Was that a
assumptions
mistake?
May have been incorrect.
Josh Gates found a print. We talked about the 3 prints that Josh Gates found, but everybody seemed to think he was full of shit, and the only
Correct.
place they were on display is Walt Disney World.
Yeah, that's. I don't know about that. I did pull up the Wikipedia. Pull that up here.
Of Gigantopithecus?
Gigantopithecus. Apparently, it's found like with by a tooth. Doesn't show any pictures. I want a picture.
Yeah. It was like a weird thing. Like somebody recognized that the tooth was weird in like a fucking almost like a pawn shop. Or something,
it was like
I
a
think.
gas station.
Yeah, it was
type
like some
deal.
little place just like had it for sale, and this guy's like, "What is this?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, it's just like a tooth."
That's the biggest goddamn tooth I've ever seen.
Yeah, and the person, whoever it was, recognized that it was so like this silhouette right here with the trees in the background on the left.
This one here.
Yeah, that one there looks like from that news video. Like that looks like the silhouette of the thing from the Russian video that we just watched a moment ago.
Prehistoricwildlife.com.
So yeah, Gigantopithecus. So Nathaniel's telling me the only thing they have is the jawbones. So that jawbones that were on the Wikipedia
right
page,
here.
that's what they have of the Gigantopithecus. Yes, right there. So that's what that dude found.
Interesting. His teeth are really effed up. It could use some braces. Look at these guys.
Yeah, I don't really know what a top view of my teeth looks like.
I don't
though.
think I
so
want to
I don't
know.
really want to. Like I had braces, but I never wore my retainers, so my teeth are still kind of fucked.
But it's large. It's a very large creature.
Yeah, but you can tell the size based on like the size of the teeth. Is like, oh fuck, this dude was big. So
9 feet, 9.8 feet, weighing as much as 540 to 600 kilograms.
So that's about the size that we're talking to, right? There's the,
large,
10
10 foot
standing
plus.
up to 9 feet, and everything that we're reading here generally is like it was about 8 feet tall.
Yeah.
I mean, again, I think one place I saw 15 feet, but I didn't include anything from that one. But like,
Here, let me read something about right off the wiki. First Gigantopithecus remains described by anthropologists were found in 1935 by Ralph von Koenigswald in an apothecary shop. So he's looking through like, ground up herbs and shit. Like,
that's what an apothecary is.
I believe it's like
A person, apothecary, a person who prepares and sold medicines and drugs.
Yeah.
Who prepared and sold medicines.
a drug shop.
Yeah. So this is like in Asia or India, in some capacity.
Chinese
so it's
medicine.
okay.
Um,
So the
China.
beginning of the movie Gremlins, where he gets the Mogwai, that shop that he's in is likely an apothecary. Is that what we're saying?
I think so. Yeah.
That's probably racist of me to assume.
No.
But
Apparently, fossilized teeth and bones are often ground into powder used in some branches of traditional Chinese medicine.
and magic sorts of things. Yeah.
Yeah. I've
that
seen.
weird stuff. It's like chat's keeping like 2 steps ahead of us as general here.
God damn it, Nathaniel, go back to work.
No, there wasn't Nathaniel. Also, it was
wow.
it was Coastal Workshop, who is somebody else on Discord. Lost something. Just fucking said it too. God damn it.
Glad to see it.
Lost Lord. Yes.
He's new. He's fresh. Thank you. Yeah, so that's it.
A little bit. I
Interesting-
mean, it's about the size, but like, when did this go extinct?
Existed 2 million years.
As recently as 100,000 years ago.
Homo erectus, early humans.
So do we have like a location, like where this thing roughly lived on this page?
In the same time frame and geographical location as several hominid species. So where it kind of grew up alongside of humans.
Some species of humans.
Yes. It doesn't really say an exact. I think it's like more like it was lots of places because a lot of people that look into Bigfoot also point to the Gigantopithecus. So I don't know.
So maybe part of that too is just like with just having like this jawbone kind of thing. Like we definitely know Asia, but I think that's kind of generalized it. The genus has lived in Asia and probably inhabited bamboo forests since the fossils are often found alongside those of ancestors of the giant panda. So that's the generalized region. Typically, it seems like. So, yeah, I don't know, man.
It's
Hey, gotta say, you guys are awesome. Hey, you're awesome. Let's flip
You're
that
awesome.
Keanu Reeves reverse card on you there, buddy. I used that meme on my brother this morning. Red-haired giants from New Zealand. We've talked about that a couple of times, and I may or may not be one of them.
Jacob is probably one of them.
Yes, Eastern medical practices, and yes, gremlins equals apothecary. Thank you. That's all I needed was verification on that one thing, Nathaniel. Yeah, so this kind of comes back to a lot of the same things that we end up with a lot of times. Did it exist at one point in time? Is this like a surviving relative of Gigantopithecus in some capacity? Like what?
How?
How would it have survived for an additional 100,000 years unknown with
At such
seeing
small populations?
no bodies? We have teeth of the Gigantopithecus. From my understanding, there's not a skeleton, right?
Yeah, no. As far as I know, the only thing I know of is the teeth and the jaw.
Partial jaw. There is no skull. So they've done it appears that they've done recreations of it, but I don't know where they're getting that information. I'm trying to do this on the fly, and I don't really have enough time to dig into this much deeper than we have on face value here, and but it's interesting to say the least. If they're getting seen, it's one of those things I think we talked about a number of times. I think it was called the Bondo ape. Was something that there was natives that were claiming it was a thing, and they referred to it. They're like, oh yeah, it's like the Bigfoot of the area. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like that thing. But then they just like found like another species of great ape that just like is ground dwelling, that just fucking hangs out. I'm like, oh,
Interesting.
these are here. And they're like, yeah, that's what we've been telling you. These things.
Yeah, man.
This is what this is. They're like, what do you fucking
is
mean?
fucking
We thought you
normal.
were joking. And you're like, bruh, they're just here.
Just didn't believe us because we're native people that live in huts.
Random shit that you fucking hear on JRE.
Correct, actually.
Yeah. So, okay. Yeah. Billy apes or Bondo mystery apes are large chimpanzees that inhabits the Billy Forest in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. The apes nest on the ground like gorillas, but have a diet and features characteristic that of a chimpanzee. I believe like 2007, 2012. Swiss photographer first visited the region in 96 looking for gorillas because of stuff. 2000, 2001. After a 5-year-long civil war ended in 2003, it was easier for scientists to conduct field research in the Congo. The first scientist to see the Billy apes, and also recruited by somebody, a specialist in primate behavior. Yeah, it appears like 2003 is when they're finally like, yes, this is a thing.
Actual thing.
Confirmed. This thing exists.
But also at the same time, on the other end of the spectrum, lots of things are going extinct every day, every year. I'm not saying that this
100%.
particularly is one of the things that is going extinct, but
Well, so
there are things.
The part of that too is like, okay, so it has lived for 100,000 years past the point where we assume that it was extinct, because the only thing we're finding is a jawbone that we can date around that time.
Yeah.
No bodies, no other skeletons, no, you know what I mean? Unless this thing is like so fucking similar to a bear for some reason
Yeah.
that it's just coming back as like, yeah, it's a bear.
Um,
Okay, what if they bury their dead so they're intelligent enough to do so? I mean, that is a valid argument, yeah.
If they evolved alongside hominids,
Could they have learned
could
that
have
behavior?
learned
Yeah,
behavior such
that's
as that.
pretty good thought. That does explain the lack of bodies, and if you're, you know what I mean, like, okay, halfway up the fucking Mount Everest, you know what I mean, you're halfway up a mountain, you're not gonna stop and like dig to be like, oh, what's this little pile here? You'd be like, oh, somebody fucking died here, I'm gonna move on.
But also, like, a lot of those are very rocky places where it's
There's
not
not like
exactly-
a lot of ground to bury.
right. Yeah,
There's a lot of snow that just I think is perpetually there that doesn't melt.
ice caps and stuff. Yeah, but I mean, you're using tools to do so.
One thing I wanted to mention real quick: the name roughly translates into Rocky Bear, Yeti.
Really,
Yeah.
I had it as a Sherpa word for wild man, Yeti. But obviously, I didn't translate it myself.
Oh, I didn't either.
So
That was
that's
what
the
a
internet
thing
says.
on the internet told me. So, as with everything that we have talked about since forever, take
This
it
is
with
from
a
the-
grain
yeah.
or a gallon of salt, which is not a way of measuring salt, but you understand what I'm saying.
Don't expect to get all the information from us because we don't know either.
We're that's the thing. I think everybody knows by now. We're just two fucking guys who
Yeah.
are like looking at the internet. I don't think anybody's expecting like a groundbreaking bit of information other than what came out of the Montauk Monster episode. Like, I think that was the one instance where like my tinfoil hat got the best of me. I don't know.
Anything else to talk about the Yeti? It's a
I think that's about it
snow
on the Yeti, man. I mean,
monster.
we've been here talking for about 2 hours now. I didn't talk about the sounds they make, and Nathaniel's bringing up vocalization noises. Like, if you listen to those, they do like whistles and growling noises. That appears as the thing. Vocalization recordings of supposed Bigfoots. We didn't really talk too much about Bigfoot. I think that's going to have to be a separate episode
Yeah,
because
a separate
we
season.
did mention at the beginning, like, Bigfoot is to Yeti as
Like a polar bear is to a brown bear.
is to a brown bear. So again, within like maybe the same genus or something, but not the same species. So
Regional
I
variants,
think a
perhaps.
Bigfoot like Sasquatch episode is going to have to be its own thing. I mean, maybe we can milk it into like 5 different episodes just to make sure that we can, you know, continue to have content for years to come or
Yeah.
whatever the fuck the deal is.
We'll just get Gordo on, and he'll talk about big feet for
Oh, Jesus
a
Christ.
while.
Yeah, say we'll have to get that figured out this season too. I know we've talked to him about
Yes.
getting on the podcast, and we'll make that happen soon, hopefully. I was thinking the other day also, yesterday when I was doing my research,
Mm-hmm.
because people do like where they just like paint or like do whatever, where they just like throw it up on live stream and just do like just chatting. I could just throw up like my screen while I'm doing research and just fucking chat with people on
I've
like a
100%
live stream. Like, I really thought about doing that yesterday, but I don't have like a camera, so like I considered it. I know like a couple of people would hang out.
I 100% think about this almost every time we release an episode. If like I was to like, even if you couldn't hear what I was editing, but like while I was editing, just hanging out, like
People would watch it, I think. Yeah,
think?
like, and
I
you
don't
know,
know, there's-
because then you can have a conversation with you as well, and
a few people in here.
yeah,
so.
I don't know. Like, I think the people that are in here now, like Nathaniel and
Emu
I
Cat.
haven't seen Christopher in chat in a minute, but you know he was here right
He
right
was here, I'm
away.
sure he's
Emu
still
Cat
here.
and Lost Lord, I believe, was the Discord name of Coaster here. You know what I mean, some of these people who are just active in chat all the time, like.
Yeah.
I think they'd come hang out just to come hang out. I think there's a lot of people. You know, Sean would be there too if he's not.
Yeah,
doing
I think the
anything,
more
like,
you stream, obviously like
the availability is there. So
Right.
that was just a thought that I had yesterday. Like, I mean, the availability is there, or like, cool. Like, even if we're just fucking playing games, like we can throw it up on stream. I don't know if
100%.
anybody's fucking interested in just like
watching us
fucking
play
hanging
video
out with
games
us,
and
but
be
like,
shitty.
definitely available because that's what we do in our free time is play video games with each other. So
Honestly, I spent more time playing video games than I did doing anything
I gotta
else.
say, January was fucking rad. As much as I love doing the podcast, it was so nice to have a little bit of time to just like not have to worry about doing research and like, oh yeah, I
Doing
need to make sure
something
that
for the
graphics done.
podcast.
I need to make sure I have
Editing.
that description done. Just like
100%.
I just need to take a breath for a little bit. Work's been fucking pissing me off and it's been stressful and it's been nice. Like I got another guy who is now full time doing the same thing that I do.
Yeah.
So now everything is not on me. I have somebody else helping me with my inbox, and it's fucking phenomenal. It's great.
Yeah, I recently took a job as a assistant manager from just a baker, and
Well, you're stuck
My
with
hours have
responsibility
moved.
because now you're like stuck. Like, cool. I guess I'll go to work because nobody else is there now.
100%. That was that.
Mhm.
Anyway,
CO2 canister in there, buddy. I'm
Fucking fire.
pressurizing the fucking mead. That is now just foam. It is all head. It is all head. It's just foam.
yeah. So every once in a while, like I get a phone call from work or from some kid at work, like, hey, like, what am I supposed to do? It doesn't happen often, but
You're
that's
just the
always
guy who has to
there.
pick up that
Yeah,
slack. So
I gotta pick up the phone.
On a whim, you have to pick up the phone and go into work and fix that problem or
yeah.
pick up that shift or cover those hours or whatever it is because now you have that responsibility as part of your job description.
Yeah, it's
So
unfortunate.
yeah, that's just rough.
Definitely,
Understandable.
Definitely, I don't like what I do. But we have the podcast. We do have a review.
2.
We have 2
A
reviews?
Facebook one that you sent to me because
Oh,
the homeboy
man.
liked Knock Loose, and I said, yes, a man of culture.
That was a minute ago. That was the
It's
beginning of our
because-
break.
It's because we've been gone for a month.
It's almost been 2 months, like a month and a
8
half.
p.m. Where the fuck are you at, dude?
Emo Cat, what is your location?
UK?
Ah,
Are you in the UK? Are you in? No. That's got to be GMT. Are you in Ireland? I need this
Yeah.
information. We can't just sit here in silence waiting for an answer
Sorry,
for
please
chat. That's going
hold.
to take 5 minutes for somebody to even hear. So you got the Facebook?
I got the Facebook one
review?
here.
Yeah, hit it.
This is from Jessiv on Facebook. He recommends the podcast. Thank you, Jessiv. Sorry if that's not how you pronounce your name.
Jessive.
Jessiv. Counting Cryptids is a super solid podcast. My girlfriend and I found you guys by accident and could not be happier with our discovery. I've recommended you guys to several of my coworkers as well. You guys are
Okay.
fucking legends, honestly. Also, I love the Knocked Loose reference in the Insectoids episode.
Knocked
Thank you.
Loose is a metal band that I'm a big fan of.
I've heard
They just recently
songs.
new album come out in the last couple of months. That was a fucking hard as shit. I love it. Okay, Emu Cat is UK, by the way.
Hello, Emo Cat.
British Bigfoot Research, England. Oh wow, holy shit!
Wow, why aren't you
yeah,
doing this?
why are you
podcast?
one of the 10 people viewing this right now? When Connor and I are 2 of them.
Nathaniel and Emu Cat are now doing a podcast in place
that
of
is,
us.
yeah, just you can take our name and branding. That's fine. Yeah, no. Thank you for the recommendation, the review. Appreciate it. I'm very big on that as well. I've been considering setting up like a music
Like a Spotify
section,
playlist type deal.
something. Well, either that or like even just something within the Discord just to like post like videos for specific songs and like
Do it.
recommendations for stuff and things. Like I don't know how many other people are like into that thing, but like that's like my life is that.
Do it.
Like I'm a failed musician from a metal band. Like that's you know what I mean? That's just like I breathe that shit.
I don't know
That's
what you
just-
mean,
that's
Jacob.
my life, bro. Like,
I've never been in a metal band that has failed.
Definitely not. So you know what I mean? Like it's that thing. I guess I'm gonna. I don't know. My tastes are kind of all over the place a little bit. So like Knock Loose is like classically like hardcore.
Yeah,
but like metalcore is very good for me, and like melodic hardcore.
I've
I'm
drifted
uh,
from that, but
a very wide array of loud stuff, but am still what I refer to as elitist in my preferences for music. So I'm kind of a dick, but I've been really into Polaris lately. They've released some new stuff that's been fucking phenomenal, and I just found. Ooh, I fixed guitars. I played guitar for a very long time. That's cool. I have a very nice Schecter guitar I can send you a picture of. So the also so about YouTube in general with the ads. they annoy me a lot. I use YouTube like primarily as my like this is where I get stuff because it's easy to like this is the exact song I want to listen to now.
Yeah, you don't have
this
to.
is the exact video I want to watch. I can see things that are related to those things and go from there, or like this is all of the music that generally I listen to and it will put that into a playlist for me.
Right.
So it is convenient from some capacities. The ad situation is a catastrophe. Having 2 ads before a video, 2 ads after a video, and then 2 ads before the next video that play. I gotta listen to 4 ads in a row for a 2-minute song. Bullshit.
Sucks.
Bullshit, algorithm. Bullshit. However,
Brought to you by YouTube Live.
I will say, sometimes that shit comes in clutch. A lot of times, the ads are bullshit, and I fucking hate it, and they don't mean anything to me. But every once in a while, there'll be like a music video.
I never get
Or something.
those.
So like I'll get those. But that's probably because you don't listen to fucking music.
Yeah.
If I'm listening to music for fucking 8 hours a day for fucking weeks on end, you know, like that's where I'm gonna get that shit. So there's this this band out of Germany called Rising Insane that I just found because of an ad, because of the record label that they're on pays for fucking to do an ad for that music video on their fucking YouTube. However, it's bullshit. You want to know why? Because you can't follow it. It doesn't say the name of the track. It doesn't say the name of the band in the video. It doesn't say that anywhere in the ad information. It only gives you information to go to that record label. So I can only find bands on that record label. They make me fucking dig to find it. They did a real bad job. Whoever's in charge of their marketing did a fucking bad job.
Don't
All I'm
advertise
saying.
on our
But I
videos.
dug for it because I liked the song. The Summary is the name of the song.
YouTube.
The Rising Insane. Rising Insane, The Summary. I like the song. The singy chorus is fucking fire. I love it. But that's the thing. Like I found that song because of an ad. I don't want to be on record saying this because I am not a fan of Motionless in White. But and the same situation. An ad came up for a Motionless in White song, and I was like, I had my phone going, and I was like listening. I was like, damn, I kind of like the song. And I flipped it over as Motionless in White. Like, fuck. Now I feel like bad that I enjoyed this song because I'm an asshole and elitist or whatever you want to call me. That's fine. But I would have never considered that had I not received that ad. So I don't know, man. Sometimes they're not terrible.
Very often I feel like
Most of the time I am triggered to the point where I'm considering uninstalling the app. However,
if I
don't
get
know.
one more Bernie Sanders advertisement on YouTube,
dude, I'm so
I
goddamn
am
tired
gonna
of political
lose
advertisements.
it.
To be fair, I have not received a lot in the way of Bernie. Mostly, for a very long time, it was all Andrew Yang. That was all I was getting was Andrew Yang months ago. But then it was Pete Buttigieg, I think is how you say his last name. I was getting him for a
Greg.
very long time.
Is it Greg or is it Pete?
It's Pete. Because
Sure.
his advertisement stuff is all Pete, P-E-T-E. Pete Buttigieg. That's who it is. I can't remember homeboy's name. Term limits guy.
Andrew Basiago. That's
It's not
who I'm
Basiago,
voting
you
for.
fucked right off. Oh shit. What was it? What was his? Was it? Yeah, shit.
The third guy.
I forgot about Basiago, dude. What's his website? It was like Basiago 2020, right?
Andy 2020 is what it is.
Andy 2020. But was it .net?
.net.
Andy2020.net, Andrew Basiago. No information is available for this webpage. Yeah, your SEO is great. Before continuing to Andy2020.net, before clicking the button, you'll be redirected to the Firefox store and be given the option to install Safe Search add-on.
No.
Sorry, bud. I don't think you're getting that presidency if nobody can view your website without installing Safe Search first.
Last I heard, he was like going through some like medical stuff. Like he was not well. So, I doubt he's actually running.
Yeah, you know, a whole other can of worms. So that was all stemmed off of a review, me talking about wanting to do a music recommendation thing, because I talked a while ago about doing a thing where I would do recommendations for metal music for people who do not listen to metal music.
Okay.
As like entry level, like listen to this song by this band, and once you're comfortable, like, you know what I mean, like this is a good song if you don't listen to that. So like
5-step
you can get
process
into, yeah, exactly, to
metal.
initiate yourself into blast beats and metal growls. You know what I mean? Like we need the common man to be in on this. Oh, apparently we're cute. My wife sent me a picture of us on the TV at our house while I was smiling at the thing. I love my wife. Oh yeah, Tulsi is another person who's
the lady?
That Tulsi is one of the ladies she's actually suing Hillary Clinton for like a smear campaign against her for saying some bullshit.
Isn't that all that political ads are? Is just smear campaign after smear campaign?
Hillary's not running though.
Yeah, why do you smear?
So Hillary's just like saying some shit that is offended her in some. I don't remember all of it. God damn, dude. American politics are bullshit.
Correct.
Like, I'm not even gonna pretend that I fucking care because, god damn, dude. Like, oh my god. It's all a goddamn nightmare, and no matter what, it's a publicity thing. Like, I just want somebody. Okay, here's what I want in 2024.
2024.
I want
Jacob's looking into the future.
No. I want somebody's thing to just be nothing. I want it to be a screen that is a silhouette, just black silhouette. It is fucking voiced over thing.
Anonymous.
The voice changer thing that makes you sound like this. You cannot identify my voice. You know what I mean? Like that thing where you have that. So I wanted that. You have no idea who the fuck, what this person looks like that is running for president.
So it's a criminal
I don't care. No.
interview.
It's not a fucking criminal. It's not anonymous. You know what I mean? But it's that same style of thing. I don't know who you are. As long as you don't want to be fucking president, I'm fucking in. You know what I mean? Like, if you want to be the goddamn president, you shouldn't be the president.
There's a trillion different There's a trillion different advertisements of every single person in America saying what they would do as a government official.
Here's what I believe in. Here's why. Yeah, keep it all completely fucking anonymous and be like, I like the decisions that you make. I agree with every single one of them. I don't want to have to be like, well, you're the lesser of two evils. I'm going to pick you because you're so fucking evil and you're going to make terrible decisions and you're going to fuck people over. Like, we're going to still pretend that we're the world police, even though we have no fucking business over in anybody else's fucking business. Like,
but we have nukes, Jacob. We still have nukes. We revoked them from every other fucking.
You can't have those. We have those. Oh, okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Until it's just like, wait, but these people aren't listening. You're like, well, yeah, but you should still listen. It's like, but how am I supposed to defend myself if y'all decide you're gonna go crazy?
Right.
That's a good question. Nah, fuck it. We're just gonna make them anyway.
Just don't fuck with us. Welcome to Counting Politicians.
Guys? Can't we just all get along? I'm just gonna say that it's all political. That's all it comes down to is like the people. It doesn't matter. People are just fucking people, and they're gonna be pretty accepting either way. Like when you look into,
to continue to do whatever I do, regardless of who is
made
the president.
As polarizing of a person as PewDiePie can be, that community is fucking massive.
Yeah.
And when all the World War III memes are going on, you have people from that area and here posting memes like, can't we just like not fight each other? You know what I mean? Like,
we don't really want to do that.
Can we just like wear like a meme band on our arm so we know not to kill each other when we're fighting because we're bros? Like, come on, we're just people, guys.
That's why you should buy a
Counting
Cryptids t-shirt. That's why you need this one.
I think we already pressured, who was it? Was it Christopher into buying a t-shirt? He says too cute not to buy.
If you are against World War III, buy an official licensed Cryptid Counter t-shirt from the TeePublic store.
The only anti-World War III organization. As a soldier, I don't get a choice to care. Well, I appreciate your choice to serve and defend our way of life. I do appreciate you for doing that.
Yeah, for letting me sit around and do this podcast.
I don't want people to have to fight. That's my big thing.
Correct.
It's just like, let's just get along, guys.
I don't want you to have to put your life on the line.
Yeah, I appreciate you being willing to do that and having done that for us. And I do you. Thank you.
Right there. We appreciate
you. It is hard as to spectate other people in the world and just recognize like other things too. Like, we could just not fight.
That'd be
great. And obviously, like, there's other things at play that I don't ever get to know or experience in any capacity. But I would just prefer we just not fight.
You also don't have billions of dollars invested in guns.
Well, oil is fucking
or
war.
Oil.
War is that's how you make money, buddy. Ask Dick Cheney. So I mean, but then with oil interests too. Then you feel like you have to stay involved in the Middle East because that's where all your oil's coming from. So if we can make this transition into electric cars and stuff like that, then you're less reliant on those countries and less ready to jump into conflict there to resolve an issue. Just kind of let people who live there figure out, shit for themselves.
No.
they may do things a little bit differently than we do here, and that is different to me. But goddamn, I don't live there, so I can't pretend that I know what the day-to-day goings on
Absolutely.
are and what you think when you live there.
I have such a shitty
we're
interpretation of my own
privileged
life.
Straight white males, like I don't get to have an opinion in
Yeah.
today's society as it is without being fucking like, well, you're privileged. Like, I know, I have to address.
I have
that.
a house,
That's fine. I get
have
it. I have
cars.
to address that. That's fine. But like, yeah, ask JD nicely and he'll shoot you in the face. Oh, I thought you were a quail. But like, really though, like, it's fucking ridiculous, man. I don't know. Let's just get along, guys. Come on.
Yeah, come on.
2020. Let's just get along.
We
okay?
can all be officially licensed cryptid counters.
If you don't like somebody, it's fine for that you don't like them, as long as the reasoning is not because they're different than you because of the way that they look.
As long as you're not hurting anybody with your beliefs, believe whatever the fuck you want.
I suppose. Yeah. Just be
I
nice,
don't,
guys.
I don't really care.
Let's be nice, guys. I mean, okay. So this was stemmed off of a review somehow. That is some bullshit. Yeah, that is. There's another review that I wanted to read here from.
I need a train
Apple
wreck
Podcasts.
sound bite.
I think everybody's pretty much aware at this point that this podcast itself just is a train wreck. Like, in hindsight, train wreck might have been a decent name for the podcast. So this
We
one
can change now.
is from Apple Podcasts now.
Now Apple Podcasts.
What is now Apple Podcasts.
Yes.
I need to burp, and that's why I moved the mic.
Are you gonna do it?
No, I'm good. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I was just squelching into the microphone. So this is
I did
from
earlier.
Shibungi. Shibunji? I don't know how to say this name. A 5-star review. Thank you so much. Disgusting. Just like the bros of the Brohio podcast, these guys are vulgar, rude, and disgustingly crude. And I enjoy every minute of it.
burps into the podcast.
Fucking thanks. Yeah. The Brohio podcast, I have listened to them a couple of times. Their intro is pop punk as fuck, and it's rad.
Yeah, we
Their
talked
intro
about
music
this.
is good. I'm a big fan of that intro music, dude. But thank you so much for the review. Really do appreciate it. We are just and for real, like, we had that person who was like, "No, this is too much swearing for me." I'm like, "Bro, this is the fucking name of the show. Excessively explicit. We're gross people. Disgusting. 5 stars. Fuck yeah, dude. Let's
what we
do
like
it. That's
to
what
hear.
I'm here for. Let's fucking send it." I
needed-
appreciated that one a lot after we got that one person who was like, "No, there's too much
Yeah.
foul language for me. Every other
I find
word's
this
fuck."
shallow and pedantic.
Yes, quite. Yeah, it's fancy. It's Pinky out drinking tea shit.
Yeah, no, we're drinking shit Jacob made in his basement, and his
Technically,
alcoholic.
yes. It's not moonshine. I did not. Okay, so
Pretty-
it is. So it's illegal to make liquor because you can't distill alcohol. You can have like a distiller, like you can distill water, and you can distill other stuff. But like to make liquor is not a thing that you can do. Maybe certain states you can. In Iowa, definitely not. But I think as a federally, like, distilling liquor is not a thing that you can do. So.
He'd made wine instead.
There's like workabout ways that people do it without distilling. So like technically, like, it's a legal gray area. So there's a thing they do, like, I think
Counting
they call it
Cryptids.
freeze distilling. So you take like, so like brandy is wine that is distilled to make liquor. That's how you get brandy. And
Sure.
absinthe is I'm telling you. I'm not asking.
I'm
So-
listening.
So absinthe is a kind of like based off of brandy is a kind of brandy. So if you go from there, then there's a way to do it. So like with wine that you can make, you what's called freeze distilling. So you put it in the freezer. The alcohol doesn't freeze, but the part that isn't alcohol freezes at the top. So then you take that
Just pull
frozen
that
part
shit
out.
out, yeah.
Then you keep freezing it and removing that bit, and what's left is the concentrated alcohol content and basically just distilled.
Interesting.
So that's how freeze distilling works. Like, in short, it's super weird. I really
guess it
wanted to
makes
like
sense.
make liquor, but it is I'm guessing there's like a dangerous reason why I'm not allowed to do it. So and again, it is federally illegal. So I am not doing such because I don't want to go to prison for making fucking gin that is worse than gin I can buy it
Yeah.
at the store for less
It
money.
takes more time, more money.
I would love to do it on my own, but I can't, just for like legality's sake. So like I looked into it, I'm like, yeah, I definitely can't do this. But it is a thing. So freeze distilling does exist, but
Jacob doesn't do it.
Definitely, for legal reasons, do not condone or endorse freeze distilling of any alcoholic beverage to be consumed in the United States of America. I don't know, some disclaimer here as I make direct eye contact with the camera. Christopher, the Yeti for the shirt was actually an asset that I got for free. I did the little badge and the text and everything. I think the iceberg in there was also an asset. I made the clouds in the back, but it was something that I was able to score for free. It can explode if you don't do it right. Yeah, there is some dangers in distillation and stuff like that. So I'm assuming that's like part of the reason why it's illegal, because people are just gonna be like, well, I'm gonna make my own fucking whiskey and then blow up a neighborhood kind of thing because America. But it also seems like the kind of thing that would be like,
meth?
No, this is in like the founding fathers wanted us to be able to make our own whiskey. You know what I mean? Like that seems like one of the things that
the Second Amendment.
Yeah, like it's the Fifth Amendment, which it isn't, because that's the right to remain silent or whatever the fuck. Yeah, I'm just gonna not say anything. I'm gonna plead the Fifth.
Plead the Fifth.
Excuse me, OJ Ornithol James Simpson. What?
I saw that blow up.
I don't know. Again, think a long segment's taken from a review there. Thanks for the reviews, everybody.
Go leave a review.
Moonshiners on Discovery. Yeah, there you go. We got Discovery Channel employees over here. I wish. If our audience was big enough to have that much pull, that fucking people from television networks were actively like, comment the name of our show in this live stream now. There's 9 people in here. Fucking
2 of them are us.
Yeah, exactly. One of them's my wife.
I like the Furby t-shirt.
Hey, sorry to hear that you've been ill there, bud. Yeah, merch is always there. Links in the description of every episode. If you got the time to support, yeah, we gotta re-up on the domains and hosting and everything soon. So now's a good time to support the podcast and get yourself a t-shirt.
I like the purple emu cat. I think it looks good, actually. But there is numerous different colors. You can see it.
There was more colors too. Those were just the ones I selected that I thought looked decent.
Yeah, I bet you could talk Jacob into unlocking one of those.
If there was something else that you wanted that is an availability on there, it can certainly happen. If you guys got some more ideas, I know I still need to make the Oscar Jaws t-shirt from the Beast of Busco episode.
Oh man.
Yeah, Bushy Busco was the crocodile snapping turtle. I need to do that Jaws style t-shirt for that one with the duck in place of the woman and the turtle in place of the shark. I had thought about it at one point and kind of started, but I've been slammed at fucking work, man. It's and we're rolling into busy time right now, and even with somebody else helping me out, I've been busy.
If you're not in t-shirts,
if you're not into t-shirts, we got hoodies, we got mugs, we got stickers,
baby onesies.
Shit, if you got kids that nobody else has to see for some reason, there's onesies that I don't know why I activated.
Pillows,
that kind of shit.
Tapestries, magnets.
Connor's got a kid. Fuck it, he's 6. We'll find a onesie big enough for Caden. Let's do it.
If I could wear a onesie, I probably would. There's a big enough onesie. Let's see what the max size is. 28-year-old.
Yeah, that's another size shit for kids. 24 months. I could fit that on my foot, maybe.
I just need to figure out how many months I've been alive and get one made.
I couldn't find the purple one. Was the purple not available? You should just be able to select from colors from the t-shirt. Maybe if you selected like the premium blend for the t-shirt, not all of the colors are available. That could be the reason why.
Yeah.
So certain colors might be only available in that. I think there's also tapestries, pillows. There's all kinds of shit on there.
The sweatshirts are nice and thick.
Connor does have a custom
it a
t-shirt. I do need to switch around some of these existing designs. I want to do like cool. So you have the big Yeti. If you do it like smaller, like kind of off on the side, like it would be like a breast pocket. I like the idea of that. I can't make it where it is a shirt that physically has a pocket and the design is like within there. On TeePublic, unfortunately, maybe they'll add some features like that someday.
So
we'll
figure that out. To get the t-shirt in purple, you got to go to the classic t-shirt.
It is classic t-shirt. The purple option is available.
I believe that is what I had gotten is the classic, and it's a nice t-shirt.
I need to dude. I'm gonna order like tapestries and fucking pillows and shit.
I have wall space.
There is some space. I have some other stuff that I could bring over from the house that we had. Not sure. Happy with what I got though. All right, man. Good. Glad to hear it.
Hell yeah, dude. Appreciate you supporting the podcast.
100%. Very much so.
And representing, because
It's free advertisement
People
at that
will ask
point when you wear the
questions.
T-shirt.
we don't really have a.
I mean, we've just been fucking shooting the
We
shit at this point
have
and reading
been for a
reviews and
while.
stuff for like an extended period of time. At this point, I mean, I think it's been like 20 minutes. We read 2 reviews.
Yeah, we've
Um,
been live for 2.5 hours.
yeah, it's been 2 hours. Started streaming 2 hours ago.
2 hours and 26 minutes.
Oh shit, you're right because we started like right at noon and it's 2:30.
Yeah, we've been alive for a while.
Sean, shout out to you for a 2.5 hour episode for no reason.
For no reason.
Literally no reason.
Shooting the
Season
shit.
3, guys. Let's fucking go.
Yeah.
Make sure you're subscribed everywhere. I know we talked about the tournament at the very beginning of this. That's going to be a separate thing that's going to get posted. So the tournament is live now. I'll wear it to the next orgy. Let's fucking go, brother. That's the kind of advertising we need. That's really our audience is just disgusting human beings. So that's perfect. Thank you. Yeah, again,
I'll see you there.
reviews, love it. Please do that more. Buying shirts, yes, please. Love it. Do it more.
Follow us on social media.
and
everything.
really right now all I want from you guys, take a little bit of time, fill out the bracket, the tournament.
Yeah.
Let's do that. If enough people do it, I'll get that leaderboard posted either on the site or on social media, so we have like a live embed of like, here's the leaderboard, you know, this many people, here's the people who have voted, the names of their shit, and then like when we do it, I'm pretty sure I want to do that as YouTube exclusive instead of posting the audio of us drinking gross shit. Oh, Brandy fucking made it right at the end.
Randy, thanks for ordering a new shirt.
The image is coming off my original. What?
Did you watch it Inside Out?
I have seen part of the film.
Huh?
Is that what? What are we talking about? What?
You said Brandy, and I said thank you for buying a new one. And the original is coming off of her shirt.
The image is coming off my original. Oh.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
I read it and I'm drunk and I'm stupid.
You
and
asked
I have
me if
no
I
idea. You had said something about Inside Out, like I thought you were talking about
Have
the
you
film.
seen the movie?
Have you seen it Inside Out? What?
Are you watching
I've
it
drank too
Inside
much
Out?
is the problem, dude. I am intoxicated. So
Jacob brought the good stuff though today.
I did. Honestly, we drank an entire bottle of wine.
Yeah, we did.
This is
fucking
empty.
Delightful.
We drank a whole bottle of wine. Yeah, empty, bud.
When are you gonna start manufacturing that for the podcast? We can start selling it as like Yeti juice.
We would have to get a liquor license first.
It could be acquired. How bad is it?
So
We don't
the
have to have
thing-
a business license.
Here's the other thing. You need a business license, you need a liquor license, you need a distribution license, and we're also shipping over state lines. There may be something at that capacity too. And then with shipping alcohol, you have to have somebody sign for it when it's dropped off. Otherwise, it cannot be delivered. So with like wine subscription services and stuff, it's like, cool, around what hours are you home? Or like, what is your business location to deliver to where you will be so we can deliver this to you where
While
we have
you're
someone
there.
to sign for it and have their ID ready who is over 21 because you have to do that with alcohol stuff. So the idea of it on paper, like I would love to make fucking alcohol for everybody. Like I share it with everybody in my fucking life. Like,
Yeah,
do you want
yeah.
to try some of the alcohol that I have made? Like,
Jacob
please.
brings it over every 2 weeks.
All the fucking time. But with that,
There's
Brady's been
implications.
here the whole time, just fucking silent. Okay, how am I
Cool.
supposed to know?
Cool, Brandy. Working on your art or something.
Doing cool shit.
Yeah, making money.
does Brandy perhaps stream while drawing shit?
I would watch
because
that.
I 100% would watch that and also promote that on the podcast. Hint, hint. wink, wink,
Brandy?
nudge, nudge. Brandy.
If you've got any
Create a
questions,
Twitch stream now. So, yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. We don't have our usual like 1v1 or anything
No,
like
it's the
that.
first one of the season. Is
so-
in lieu of poll results and 1v1s and stuff. Just go do the season 2 tournament bracket.
Yes.
Do your predictions for that.
This episode should be up before
again, 2
that
weeks
ends.
from when we're recording this, which is January 25th. We're gonna post the tournament announcement and link
February 8th.
like tomorrow.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
So the 8th
It'll
of
be up.
February is when we're gonna do the results show.
All things going as planned, but you know
we'll keep
that's
you
our
posted on
goal.
social media and everything. That's the plan. I mean, everybody watching now is following us on social. I recognize all the names everywhere, so that's where all this is coming from. Or they're following us here, and they got the notification that way. So just make sure you're following stuff. I've been debating it because I get a lot of requests. Really though, Brandy, I think if you did it, it would be sick. If you get to that point, like if you
I
set up
would
a Twitch
seriously
stream,
watch it.
I throw you my Twitch Prime sub. I throw you some bits and stuff. Like, obviously, like I would give you shout outs on the podcast. I don't know where it's at. Connor's got some drawings that you.
I do have drawings. They have been removed to put sound panels up, but I gotta.
Up and we need to redo them on the wall here. But like, yeah.
I need to.
Why not 1v1 with Nathaniel? What, Nathaniel versus the Yeti? Is that what your implication is here?
Yeah. What? I would fight him.
Why? I don't want to put Nathaniel up against the Yeti. I gotta make him win. I don't want him to get wrecked.
What about Chris against the
Yeah,
Yeti?
put you up against it. Your last name's Manly. Let's go.
Yeah. Show us your manliness.
Oh fuck, man. Well,
Look, it's good to be back, though.
it is.
It's
It is. Again, we're talking February 8th to do the live episode for the tournament results. The next episode may be slightly delayed, maybe because if we release this on the 30th, our next scheduled release would be the 13th. But if the 8th, we're doing tournament results.
we probably will record an episode then if we
You
can.
think we're gonna have time?
I
The
don't
tournament results is gonna take more than an hour. If I had to guess, the tournament results
It
take
did
an hour
last
and a
time.
half.
We'll figure it out for next time.
So I would say we could do like a small episode that's just like being like, hey, we posted a thing on the YouTube for the tournament for season 2. Go watch that in lieu of the podcast this week. We'll have something out in the next 2 weeks. Just so that way it's like directing them, like in case you didn't fucking know somehow. I'm dying over here. Yes.
I'm sorry to
Yes.
hear
I mean,
that.
don't die, but yes. Laughing is what we want you to be doing, please.
I'm wearing a unicorn
You've been waiting 2 hours
beanie.
for a fucking laugh, bro.
I'm wearing a unicorn beanie at the moment. There isn't much manly here.
Hey.
LOL.
That's subjective. You could fucking be wearing a pink unicorn beanie and be like the hardest motherfucker alive. It's like the only thing. Okay, it's like buying candy is the hardest thing to look tough at doing. If you're going to get a Butterfinger, you don't look like a hard ass buying a Butterfinger. You know what I mean?
you just purchase the Butterfinger and then you just eat it with the wrapper on. That's how you look manly doing it. You just have to.
I think
Rip
you're
it off.
confusing manly with special.
Oh,
Perhaps
sorry.
is maybe the terminology I'm looking for
That's
here.
why I failed my whole life.
Not well.
I mean, you're looking. You can see me. I'm not manly. My hair is to the back, like almost
To
to
be
my
fair,
ass.
it's all in a beanie today, and you cannot see your hair. You look
Cannot.
like a respectable human being.
It's all up in here. I look
So
like a
Google Podcast, that's how I find you. Yeah, good. I actually very much like Google Podcasts because you can save specific podcasts to your homepage. So like I could have like an icon for Google Podcasts, but specifically for the Counting Cryptids podcast on my just like home screen on my phone.
Yeah, you're
So like
quick.
if you're like this is like the only podcast I listen to where it's just like 2 podcasts, like you can have those specific ones just as like an app icon on your phone. So Google Podcast is actually pretty
Oh.
sick. I do very much enjoy that.
I'm still using Podcast Addicts.
Next episode is on the upload. That'll be a help. Yeah. So again, we're talking right now. The 8th of February is that results show. Probably YouTube exclusive.
This episode.
This episode will release on the 30th.
Yes.
So then the
Thursday.
schedule typically we do 2 weeks after, so it would be the 13th. That one might
be delayed.
be off by a week or 2 because of the results show. We might just throw it off 1 week. So maybe we'll do the 20th for that next second episode, and then every 2 weeks from there. So then it would be March 5th, and then March 19th, April 2nd. Oh, is it my birthday this year? April 2nd, April 16th. Nope, April 30th. We're a couple days off, almost.
Damn. All right.
All right, guys.
It's been good to be back.
We're gonna
Glad-
call it. I'm very
glad
much
you
glad to
joined
be
us.
back. Thank you everybody in chat for chipping in whole time. Very much appreciate it, Nathaniel. I know you're not here now, but shout out,
Emu Cat,
Sean.
Chris.
I know you weren't here because you were stuck doing other shit, but you would have been if you could.
In
Here
spirit.
bud. And everybody else who had other shit going on.
Brandy,
I know.
everybody that's in here now. Thank you. If you're not in here, but you're listening to the podcast later,
Thanks for listening. The
that's
download
also
numbers this
good.
month have actually been like, for having released nothing, have been pretty fucking good, and I'm pretty pleased about that too. So thank you everybody who's been listening in our absence and just catching up and doing all that stuff.
Preparing for the
yeah.
tournament, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, hopefully, re-listening to episodes to make sure like, what the fuck was the Beast of Bodmin Moor again? Like, that shit. Like, oh yeah, the Panther in
we
the
did
UK,
that.
like 100% at the start when we were looking at it. So again, if you want to hit reviews, great.
Continue doing what you're doing.
Yeah, please. Just keep on keeping on. Being awesome people. I love it very much. Thank you so much for all the support, downloads, everything. Love you guys.
Don't forget to keep counting cryptids.
Oh, or stay
Boom.
gray, whatever you want to be.
Yeah, stay gray. All right. Till
There you guys.
next time.